final there, and I'm joined by Danielle, who's joining me obviously, you know, throughout that match as well. You know, how do you think that sort of ladies' game sort of came across to the audience that's been watching at home?
Oh, what a final we've just had there. It just shows how good these girls are. Harriet played absolutely brilliant in that final. She thoroughly deserved it. Deb was a little bit nervy there, unfortunately, but yeah, I mean, it's a world final. These things happen, but yeah, absolutely well deserved.
Yeah, and you saw some emotion there from Debs. It just sort of, you know, proves how sort of it really means to her, and you know, incredible final from Harriet. But you've got a feel for Debbie there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, but Deb will be back. She always is, isn't she? You can see her back to her full form. She's starting to peak. I mean, she's got a little bit nervy in the final there, unfortunately. But yeah, I mean, I feel a little bit bad for her, but it just happens, doesn't it?
Yeah, I thought Deb's experience might just see her through in that match, but it was all bits and pieces for her, really, wasn't it? She never really seemed to be comfortable with the situation. She didn't really flow and play the kind of pull that we all know she can play.
Yeah, she just seems a little bit rushed on some of the shots, doesn't it? I mean, some of the shots you kind of look down and you say, oh, they're easy shots, they're over the pockets, and you just rush them, and then you just hit the corner pocket, and it's tough. And once those shots happen, it's hard to get back to the good mentality side of it.
Yeah. But I think in general, you know, what I'm taking from what I'm seeing over the past few months, the women's game is really on the up. The number of quality players coming through, including yourself, Danielle, it is, you know, the next couple of years is going to be absolutely fascinating to see all these rivalries develop.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, any of these girls can win any of these events. We've seen in all the tours, they've been all different winners, and it just shows you how open it is. Yeah, these girls are absolutely phenomenal. This ladies' game can only go up, and I'm really excited to see how it develops.
Any final thoughts, Mark, on that?
Well, final thoughts, I mean, as the, sort of on the back of that, what Danielle said, the ladies' game's going up, it's phenomenally going up, and it's going up at a rate of pace, and if that standard continues to raise, then where it's going to go to the, you know, sky's the limit for them, it really is.
Yeah, I guess sort of 3 or 4 years ago there was like 2 or 3, you know, names that were going to be always in the winner's circle, but now you're looking at maybe 8 to 10, you know, it's really, you know, in the next couple of years, as more women come through and play in these events and get more experience, it's just going to go, you know, higher and higher, which is hard work for you guys, because you've got to go with it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, but we're all very supportive of each other all the time, and yeah, it's really exciting to see how it all plays out. You see the girls competing with the men's and the amateurs and the open, and we're starting to get all the results now. I might be pushing back the timetable a little bit, but yeah, it's great to see, and it's great for the ladies' game.
Yeah,
it really
it
is.
certainly is. So, well, that concludes a fantastic event in the ladies, and Harriet's crowned world champion. We'll see her next year defend it. And the likes of Danielle will be pushing her all the way, I guess, to get on the silverware. So, Danielle, I'd be interested to get your thoughts now on the match coming up. Liam Dunster, Gareth Hibbert. I mean, we've all just about recovered after that semi-final. What are your thoughts on this match?
Oh, what can I say? They're 2 great players, aren't they? We're definitely in for a roller coaster. Those 2 semi-finals were absolutely brilliant. I'm close friends with Craig Brown as well, and just watching that deciding frame in that semi-final, it was just crazy. But Gareth played absolutely brilliant, just took him out really confidently. He was so composed, and yeah, he thoroughly deserved it. This final is going to be fantastic. Liam's just is ranked #1. Yeah, I mean, kind of expecting to come out on top, but yeah, it'll be a close call, and I can't wait to watch it, really.
I guess, Mark, thinking about the semi-final, how much will that have taken out of Gareth? He's had a couple of hours to recuperate. Is it going to be a factor?
Yeah, possibly. I mean, he's already had 1 mammoth match against Mark Farnsworth, the #2 seed. I mean, he's had another one there against Craig Brown, and that incredible clearance at the end. Yeah, no doubt that's going to take a lot out of him. Liam, you think he's had a little bit of a rest, but he's been busy on the outer tables. You know, he's going deep in some of these other tournaments that are going off, which we're going to see the conclusion of them tomorrow. So how much is that taken out of him? Has he played too much today? You know, is he going to is he fresh for this final? This is going going to be a long final. You know, it's a race to 4 sets. It's a completely different to what they're used to, and it's all about mental ability and how their stamina can. I mean, you know, Gareth, he's over 50 years of age, but I've been asking, what does he do to keep himself in trim and keep that ability going? He can do it once again. He really can. And is he going to be the first 2-time winner, or is Liam Dunster going to be picking up this trophy for the very first time? It's going to be really exciting moments.
It certainly is, and you know, this format, as we've seen and we say time and time again, it is so brutal, isn't it? You know, you can be 3-0 up in a set and you can't relax.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if it goes 3-all and then all of a sudden you win the set, you're 1-0 down and you're back to square one, isn't it? And it's really hard to get over the mentality side of that. But yeah, I think the format's brilliant. It's really entertaining, and yeah, it's great. It really is great. We'll see how it plans out.
Do you think it's going to come down to a few crucial moments? You know, some of those 3-alls and you know, who a dry break here and you know, an in off there, is that going to be the difference between these two? Because there's literally, you know, these two are the best players here, which is why they're in the final.
Yeah, you say down to dry breaks. We didn't see many dry breaks in that final set, so I'm not sure if it is going to come down to that. It is going to be down to which players can make the least amount of errors. And when we saw Liam Dunster in his previous semi-final, he started to produce a few errors, and more errors than what I saw Gareth was having. So is that going to be a crucial factor of today? But it's a different game now. Race to 4 sets, and it's going to be an incredible final.
Yeah, it's like the robot against the irremovable objects, isn't it? I mean, I'm just not sure how you call this. I mean, if you were a bookmaker, how would you be calling this one?
Oh, well, I mean, Liam Dunster, he's one of the informed players of the season. Gareth Hibbott, he is the informed player at this current time. He really is. No one seems to be knocking him away from anything. You'd say it's even, really, even Stevens, but someone's got to be a favourite. You've probably got to go for Liam Dunster. He's got that mental ability of having these long matches, but Gareth is just showing what sort of ability he's got as well. There's really not a lot in it, a flick of a coin, possibly.
I mean, you're saying he's over 50 years old. I mean, he's like a fine wine. We compare him to the fine wine. He just seems to be getting better and better. And you know, when's he going to stop? When are he going to give the rest of us a chance?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we asked him, didn't we? And we said, look, you know, when are you going to sort of calm down a little bit here? But he's got no intention of calming down. He wants to keep winning titles, and trust me, he wants to be picking up that trophy for the second time. But he's going to have a tough match against the Duster, Liam Dunster.
Well, you've set it up perfectly there, Mark. The talking is over. It's time to get the action underway. Our referee, Ben Taylor-Fuente, is ready to go. So it's over the commentary box. Over to you, Dan, for what should be a fantastic match.
Thanks, Kev. What a final we have in store. The World Professional Championship. The trophy sat there gleaming on the table. Liam Dunster sat double checking everything as we wait for Gareth Hibbott to make his way to the arena. This is the biggest prize in pool. Liam receiving a good luck handshake from a friend. These two have had a remarkable week already, but which one of them will be able to cap it off by taking that magnificent trophy? Just a few more moments before this match gets underway. Gareth looking to become the first player ever to win that trophy twice. Liam looking to complete his collection of trophies on the IPA He's won pretty much everything there is to win, but this is the one that's eluded him so far in his, you have to say, relatively short career. Gareth, on the other hand, has been around the block quite a few times. But his passion, his dedication, and his enthusiasm still shine through. A testament to a man who is Blackpool Paul. And he is the form player, even more so than Liam at the moment, if that were possible. Gareth has won Champions Cup back in late 2021. He won Event 2 of the reformatted Champions Cup just a couple of weeks back. And in between those two, he won the Grand Professional Final. An extraordinary achievement. He has been in some unbelievable form. Liam Dunster has won 3 titles himself this season. So you could argue, really, it was Dunster Hibbott or Dunster Farnsworth was the dream final. Either of those two was the one that we all wanted to see. In the commentary box with me for the World Championship final. Good evening, Gav Robinson.
How are you doing? All right?
Not too bad. Yourself?
Spot on. Thank you.
So I've got to really start, haven't I, by asking you who you think's going to win.
First set. I think it's very close. They're two different styles, and styles make games, don't they? And I think we could be in for a big shocker here, to be honest. A big match, I mean.
I don't think either of these is a big shock, is it?
No, I misworded that. I just think it'll swing a little bit, you know. Kaz's break's obviously a big weapon, and if he gets that break going, he's hard to stop because he's so aggressive, and you know he can hold his own off his break really if he's breaking well. Extension call.
Yeah, Gareth Hibbert's break certainly was a weapon in the semi-final. To be honest, it was probably the difference between him and Craig Brown. Liam, in his semi-final, his break wasn't quite as solid. But Liam just has a way of finding a way to win.
10 seconds. Yeah, I've seen Gaz's break dish the decider, hasn't he, against Brownie? That was
an unbelievable clearance. Yeah. Given the pressure, that was one of the clearances of the tournament quite comfortably. I think it was his third yellow.
Third to last yellow.
Yeah, unbelievable shot.
Yeah, I've seen that. Great shot. Especially under that pressure. The black weren't easy either, to be fair.
It was not. None of those last few balls were easy. But Gareth Hibbert's making this clearance look easy so far. Yeah, his trademark massive break doing him a favour right at the beginning.
He just never seems like he's going to miss when you're watching him. I don't think he ever looks like he's going to miss, you know, like.
No, he's just so calm and assured around the table, isn't he? He's probably not left himself as the nicest angle there, has he? If he takes this yellow up to the top left, he's got to avoid that centre pocket. Avoid the jaw. Will he just perhaps leave a bit of distance?
Yeah, I think he'll just punch it. Like, yeah.
Flirted with the jaw, but well enough controlled from Gaz.
It's not easy this though, because he's only on the bottom one, isn't he?
Yeah, would you be playing this with a ton of, what would it be, left-hand side and
Yeah, I think he's got to try and
try
find
and
the
swing
gap.
it round?
No, I think he's going to play with top left and get the gap on the red and the black.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ah, yeah, there we go. Just flicks the black, but that's absolutely fine. Any thicker on that black and he could have been in real trouble there.
Yes, he could have been. Yeah,
It was-
he got a little bit of fortune because he didn't want to hit either ball then. If the black rolled with it, he was obviously. I think he always had the cushion first though to pot the yellow.
Punches that one back. And Gareth Hibbott leaves himself black into the bottom left corner pocket. For a one-frame lead, in it goes. A smattering of applause. And that is the first frame over. There could be 48 more. Because for those who are unaware or hadn't noticed, there is a 7 in the middle of those two zeros in the bottom of the screen. The final of the World Professional Championships is a best of 7 sets. Still races to 4 in each set, but it is that slightly longer format. And we've had some epic encounters over the years, haven't we, Gav?
Yeah, I think the set format makes it. It swings it even more because you can't focus for the full weekend. Obviously, a lot of players, and if they go away in one set a little bit, they can sort of restart again and try and find something. If you watch a lot of the matches, I seen one last night. Someone was 11-0 down, and then they were 3-2 up in the. If it had been in frames, they would have lost the first 11, but they've nicked the third set basically, and it's game on, isn't it?
Wow. Yeah, absolutely.
You're never out of it in this format. You can sharp change it round. A dry break from Liam there.
Yeah, not what the doctor ordered for the Scotsman. An early chance
Not
for a
easy.
2-0 lead for Gareth. No, they're not. They're not easy. I think that red in the bottom half of the table is so awkward that personally I'd be choosing yellows. I think he could play
I think
the
it's-
yellow off the red into the right centre to start with.
Yes, the problem playing it off the red is I don't know if he can get the angle to get out unless he's going to backtrack and take the yellow to the bottom left centre next. Like so.
Oh,
Like
needs that
so.
red to hold up.
Yeah,
That's fine.
yeah, he's going to play the yellow into the bottom left, like I said, I think, and then he might stun over now to where that red's near the middle bag to play the yellow diagonal into the top left centre.
Yeah, the yellow to the right of the cue ball doesn't actually go to the right centre. It looks tight, but it's not there.
It goes off the red.
10 seconds.
Yeah, he played that off the red into the middle, and now he's back where he was last time.
It was actually quite helpful, that red coming back towards the centre pocket. It gave him that option.
Yeah.
He's just so confident on those. Those pots are so tough. And he makes it look like he's over the pocket at times.
He punches them in, doesn't he? And he punches them with conviction as well. He never actually backs out of a shot, guys. Even if he misses it, he just misses the pot. You don't see him quit on many.
10 seconds.
He's looking very good now. He's mapped the top half of the table very well, and I think if he just plans his route nicely here, he's got ample room for the black, hasn't he, into the top left corner.
Yeah, he'd love it if he went to the top right, I think, wouldn't he? But I don't think it passes that red.
No, but I think he's lovely here now because He might have actually just bounced a little bit too much there. He's got a bit to do, unless the yellow goes to the bottom right.
I think it goes bottom left. I think he's just going to draw this back, just past it. That's perfect.
Yeah, it was a good shot. That it was actually a lot better the shot than it looked, because he had to get that one early to miss the contact on the yellow. No doubt Gaz is going to punch this. He won't be rolling it. He likes to convict them, Gaz does.
Yep, no shortage of conviction there. Gareth Hibbott races into a 2-0 lead. Only the first set, very early doors, but it is looking good for Gareth. It's the perfect start. A break dish and then a reverse dish.
Gaz's break when he's on is so... He gets a lot of chances in open play off it, because he doesn't actually get down on the break, as if you watch him. He's sort of stood up now, isn't he, the way he's hitting it? And do
you know what? I don't think the best breakers in the game actually get right down. For me, it's Hibbert, Ben Davis. Ben Davis, the way he hits the break is so sort of nonchalant, but he just seems to get so much power through the pack. It's unbelievable.
I think it's a lot of people don't go with that break because it's harder to control a cue ball. But because Gaz and Ben hit it so flush, it seems to just pop up the table, you know, the break. Obviously the white's travelling, but it's gone in off.
Foul.
Well, well, well. That is unusual.
One free shot. One visit. Time right.
Look at this cue ball. Straight in off. That is extremely unusual from Gareth Hibbott.
The problem with Gareth going in off the break is his break's that big. A lot of the time he leaves people the finishes off them, so it can work against him as well. I mean, look at the split on them there. They absolutely... He's demolished them, hasn't he?
Extension cool.
Yeah, Liam's just got to work out the black, really, hasn't he?
I think he's just going to flick the yellow in behind the black and push the black out, maybe.
Yeah, once he does that, the reds are pretty much sat there. He's got the two in the bottom left, they'll plant. Two on the top cushion, they're not really any issue. Well, he's just got to get the black out nicely.
10 seconds.
He'll play the hardest one now, won't he?
Well, I think he might have done. Has he come... I think he's too close to that red to play that black up to the top left. This might just be a little bit of a reroute. Have to take the one into the centre. It's not a problem, but yeah, I'm sure he would like to have taken that left of those two reds on the top cushion first.
He's on it.
Oh, he's on it. Is he? Yep. It looked really tight, that, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. The problem with that one now is that was the hardest ball on the table, wasn't it? So I think when he puts this one, the finish is not this shot, the next one. He needs to be so 2 shots time. If the white ball's in the right place, it makes the finish a lot easier, because this one and the one to the just above the centre of the baulk line are actually, he's got to get on them, whereas the others they sort of link each other, the two over the bottom right, don't they? He's going to remove them now by the look of it.
That was a slightly un-Liam Dunster-like shot there. He's played that plant with a fair bit of pace. Cushion first to flick the red back across the table. You just don't see him moving balls in that fashion all that often.
No, I think he done it because the ball he played and the one above the brown spot, obviously he's on that now. But then he had to get back to the other one as well. I think he just fancied opening them up there. Give himself a little bit more room, didn't he?
Seconds.
One thing Liam Dunster could normally be called is clinical. And it's a real route back into this set for him if he can finish these reds off.
I think he would like to remove the one from the right of the black next shot.
The way he's played that tells me you're absolutely right, Gav.
Yeah. Reason being, he's got a lot more room to get on the black from the one on the left-hand side of the table. Whereas if he played the one on the left-hand side, he had to play a shot to get on the red and then to get on the black as well.
10 seconds.
Williams just got to mind those yellows with this last positional shot.
I think he can just drop in before the yellow with a little check side and play the black to the centre maybe.
He's come round it. He's played it in a way where I suppose if he flicks off it, doesn't matter. He's still got it to the middle.
Yeah.
In it goes. Liam Dunster halves the deficit in the first set. He punishes Gareth Hibbert's in-off from the break.
Now Liam will just want a ball down now, just so he has an opportunity to level the match, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. It was looking really good for Gareth after the first 2 frames, and if he could have kept the white ball on the table after the previous one, I suspect it would have been looking excellent. But that in-off has cost him the chance to assert an authority in this match. Liam approaches the table. First break was dry. Gareth cleared it up.
Frame 4. Liam Dunster the break. Trailing 2 frames to 1.
Yeah, I think he spends a lot of time working on his break, Liam. You can see he does the same thing over and over, doesn't he? He's like robotic on it, isn't he? It's like...
Yes. Yeah. It's there's a pattern to the way he approaches it. Quite often hear the 10-second call on Liam's break, which isn't something you'd say about many players.
It's a great break, that.
It's almost too good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Look at this. He's got... The cue ball's gone right back into ball. He's made so many balls. He's got such a tough start. Look at those 2 yellows jammed in the bottom left there. Well, that red next to the left centre, I don't think that's on to the middle pocket.
10 seconds.
If it is, it's definitely awkward. I think he's got the red down the right-hand side of the table, which will be a...
Horribly tough shot.
Yeah, or does he cut the yellow to the bottom left? Can he not see it?
That's really tight, isn't it? Well, I think all we can do at this point is wait and see what he does, because whatever he does, it's difficult. This is a massive moment in this first set. Is he taking the red in the middle of the table down to the bottom left? Oh, shot, Liam Dunster. That is superbly cued. He's not out of the woods yet. Those 2 reds on the left-hand side, they're not easy, Gav.
No, but he's got a little pattern, I think, here. If he they all go, don't they? Obviously, Liam's up there with the top best players in the world, and he's so good with a white ball. I think he'll make these.
Yeah, he's going to need a bit of precision. That's a really lovely touch.
Makes it a lot easier now.
Yeah. That's the sort of break, isn't it, where...
Yeah, they make you or break you them, because he had to find a shot there, or he was going to hand that away off a good break. If you get as he hit them well, and he deserved an easier starter, to be fair.
Yeah, you took the words out of my mouth. You feel a little bit sick when you get one of those. You think, I've absolutely nailed that. And then you come to the table and look at it, and you've essentially frame ball is the first ball.
Yeah.
And that's sort of the case here, but Liam's definitely got one more good positional shot to play. He's going to have to go all the way across the table from left to right at some
10
stage.
seconds.
He's going to do it next shot, I think. He's going to drop this and just leave his cell a little, maybe get a bounce and leave his cell wide. Yep, screw back. I thought he had a little angle, but now he's got the angle, obviously. Same outcome.
Missable though,
Yeah,
this one.
he hasn't got anything to do with the white because he's got so much angle. He's guaranteed to be on the red, but it's a little harder to pot it if from there. I think he would have liked to just be an inch to the left,
10 seconds.
just to make it a little bit easier.
Early test of nerves for Liam Dunster. Oh, it wasn't perfect. It hit the cushion a fair way down.
It did, but because he played it so positively, obviously the pacers took it in. I think any softer and it probably would have hit the back jaw and hung, but he convicted it, didn't he? And obviously I think he hit it pretty well, to be honest.
He did, and now Liam Dunster has this red and a black to tie the first set. In it goes, 2 apiece. First set becomes a race to 2.
I think we might have had 4 finishes from the break, have we?
We absolutely have had 4 finishes from the break. Yeah, a break dish and a reverse dish for Gareth, followed by a reverse dish and a break dish for Liam.
Now we're back on Gaz to see if he can keep the weight on the table this time.
Yeah, it's been a mirror image in my notepad. I mean, it's an unbelievable standard, but it's sort of what you come to expect from these two. They are, I think, to be honest, these two and Mark Farnsworth this season have just been a class above.
Yeah, I think they obviously, there's people playing to their level, I think, but they're just not doing it as consistently, so that they can beat these players in the odd match, which is sometimes they might not make the later stages, but they're there more often than not because they're playing at that level all the time.
Good grief, look at these reds. They're absolute sitters.
That break of Gareth Hibbert's, I've got to be honest with you, is one of the best breaks I've ever seen in my life.
For me, it's him or Ben Davis.
Yeah, he's...
on recent form, certainly. I just don't know how he does it. If you could bottle that, you'd be a millionaire.
Well, to be honest with you, I think Gaz hits them more times than not like that, to be honest with you. What I've seen this weekend, he's breaking like a god from the front ball.
Well, he's known as the Godfather. In his hometown, he's known as God, but he decided that would be a bit too show-offy, I think, for for an official nickname. He is a class act, Gareth Hibbott.
His temperament's very good. Whether he, even when he plays a bad shot, guys, you never see him shake his head. He doesn't show any emotions at all. He obviously, when you sat watching him from the sideline, he's like just so calm and collective. And I think one of Gaz's best strengths as well is he doesn't use all of his energy walking around the table. He seems to scan a lot just by staying in. Some players you see them around the table 2 or 3 times where Gaz might take the same time. Yeah, he seems to see everything from where he is, doesn't he, Gaz?
Yeah, he does.
He's not using his energy, like thinking things too much, and he's very fluent, isn't he?
He is. Another excellent positional shot from Gareth Hibbott, judging that bounce off the cushion to perfection. Dish, 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 dish. One more completes 5.
Brilliant standard.
It's unbelievable, isn't it? It really is.
And it goes.
Gareth Hibbott with a break dish. One of the easiest of his entire career, I would wager. Liam Dunster can just sit and admire that.
It's definitely a weapon what a lot of these top players just don't have. They can break well and they can do it a lot of days, but it's hard to be so consistent on it.
Yeah, I don't know whether, you know, I don't know about you, but with the break I find that I go through form, a bit like in my playing. I don't know whether Gareth's just hit a purple patch. I know he's always got a fantastic break, but it does seem to be extra special at the moment.
Yeah, he's hitting it better than anybody at the minute, and that's without even questioning it.
Liam Dunster managed to respond from 2-0 down. Can he do the same from 3-2 behind? Oh, where's this cue ball? It's going to hang in the jaw. It's awkward, but he does have a starter on either colour set.
Yeah, he was a little bit lower on the second impact with a white there. That's why it's obviously got jammed down there. He normally catches it flush on the second impact off the side rail on the cut break, but
10 seconds.
I think he'll be.
Extension call.
He's got a shot in the whites on the table, isn't he? You've got to be happy, haven't you?
Yeah, he's got actually not a bad starter on either reds or yellows. He's got the two sort of either spot of that racking line, either side. You could make a case for either here, couldn't you? Really, it's one of those.
I think I would be playing the red into the left centre. Problem is, the shot after he's played the first red, he's got to play it at a little bit of pace, because just with the red to the right of the black, if he plays that into the bottom right, obviously it clears the other one to the bottom left, so they all go the reds, and he's sort of not travelling far for them.
He was flirting with the shot clock there.
Yeah.
Down to his last second. He plays under a 30-second shot clock. For those of you who are joining us who haven't seen any of the action this weekend, we are in the World Championship final. Scotland v England. Liam Dunster versus Gareth Hibbott.
I'm gonna try and plan his route here, and I think he's gonna try and get on the red to the same centre now, the bottom one. Yes, like so. And then when he plays this shot, he can drop the one to the right of the black, and that links the finish, because then it opens the red below the black to the bottom left corner.
Yeah, they've all got a pocket, haven't they?
Yep.
There's no actual need, even though they look really close together and really clustered together, there's no need to do any moving of anything here.
10 seconds.
And the way that Liam plays, you wouldn't expect him to.
He's...
I think he might be though, mightn't he? Or is he screwing into the red? Into the yellow, rather? I don't get that shot.
I don't know. I think the only reason I can think of him playing that shot is the red closest to the black maybe didn't go into the bottom left if he'd have potted the outside one, but I think it looked like it did, to be honest.
It certainly looked like it did from where we're sat, but we are not right behind the shot in the same way that Liam Dunster is. We've only got camera angles to look at.
Yeah.
Liam has made a bit of work for himself in this frame.
He's got an angle though now, hasn't he?
Yeah, he can pop this red into the bottom left and top the cue ball through, but there's no guarantee this comes out nice.
I think if he's going to play it long, I think he'll try and punch in behind it to play the red into the same bag.
Yeah, he could play it in the...
It depends what angle he's...
cut it in the centre as well, but...
Yeah.
I think you're losing a bit of control over the cue ball if you do that.
It looks like he's going centre, doesn't he?
Well, he's massively overcut that. That's an unbelievably bad shot.
I think he just maybe got his route a little wrong there from the... If that red went the one I was on about to the side of the black, it was... He didn't need to play a cannon, but obviously I couldn't see the shot.
A surprising show of early nerves from Liam Dunster. He turns the table over to Gareth Hibbott. Gareth will have his first chance now to put this first set to bed. I actually can't believe how much he's missed that by. I don't think I've seen Liam Dunster miss one like that ever, honestly.
No, I think he was a little bit frustrated with the shot he'd played before, to be honest. And it's obviously when you've got the shot clock on your back and you play a bad shot, it's hard to correct it, isn't it? When you've got a bit to do.
Gareth just looking at thinning off this yellow. I think this is just a little safety shot. Liam's left him really awkward, hasn't he? He's got to make his mind up. Well, has he left him a double, Gav?
I was just looking at that. I think he'd be over the
He
moon
might
with
have
this.
done, you know.
I think Gaz will be frustrated if he has left him the double because
It's very tight. He may not have done.
10
I think he's on it.
Is he on it to put it straight? I mean, double off the jaw. He definitely was on it then, because he's missed it the wrong side.
Yeah. Yeah, he definitely could get enough of it. It's I think because of the pace he's played it as well, it's straightened up a little bit off the rail, and that's why he's caught that side of the jaw.
Well, 2 missed pots in 1 frame for Liam Dunster. You could frame that and put it in a museum. It's that rare. And Gareth Hibbott now does have a great chance to just mop these yellows up and take the first set.
I think Liam will be a little bit frustrated there because that was a chance to at least ask the question from Gaz off his break.
Ten seconds.
Yep, but the beauty of the set format is that if Gareth does take this out, it's only 1-0.
Yep.
It'll be reset time for Liam Dunster.
And it'll be Liam to break first as well, so
I have to say I'm quite disappointed in Liam because he's ruined my nice pattern in my notepad of just reverse dish, break dishes. I've got to write something else now. Gareth's come a fraction too far with that shot. Got a little bit of a tester. This yellow up to the top left. All he's got to do is drop it in. Nicely held for position as well. Surely now the first set is over.
yeah, this is done. As I said before, we've still not seen anything emotional from Gaz. He's just floating around the table like as if he's practicing.
No, I think the only time you'll see any emotion from Gareth Hibbott is when the final black goes in, whichever man pots it. But the final black in this set has just dropped in. Gareth Hibbott has won the first set by 4 frames to 2. He punishes Liam Dunster's mistake in that deciding, well, not quite deciding, but in the final frame of the set. Hibbott now with the early lead.
Yeah, I think Liam's lost the set 4-2. He's had a chance for 3-3, and I don't think Gaz has made a mistake in that set.
Right, we can have a little change up in the commentary box. Gav Robinson will stay with you, but he will be joined for this set by Kevin Barton.
Set 2. Liam Dunster to break. Trailing 1 set to 0.
Well, good evening, everyone. We hope you're enjoying this absolutely enthralling competition that is culminating now in this final between the 2 greatest players in the world right now, Liam Dunster and Gareth Hibbott. Liam Dunster, the pro #1, won everything in the game except this event, this title. He's the only one that's eluded him so far in his short but glittering career, and he's up against Gareth Hibbott, who over the last probably 2-3 months has been probably the form player in the year so far. Is that a fair reflection, Gav?
Yeah, definitely, Kevin. I think Gaz is playing and breaking as good as anybody I've seen at the minute, and for a long time as well. That break's very consistent. He's absolutely mashing them, isn't he? To be fair to Liam, that's the best one he's hit in this match so far. He caught it nice and timed it nice, and he's got a chance of a go at these, I think.
So probably the long yellow, if you can't see the left yellow into the centre pocket. What's he lining up? It looks like he can get through to it. So those yellows are
10 seconds.
all there for the taking. And it's a very sort of Liam type clearance into it. The balls are there and he's just going to work his pattern and make it as easy as possible for himself.
Yeah, Kev, I was a little surprised in the last set he didn't get them to go 3-all, but to be fair, he's only made one mistake in the set and Gaz hasn't made one, so he would have been so if he'd lost it.
Yeah, first blood to Gareth Hibbert in this race to 4 sets.
I think Liam would like to get this first frame on the board in this set just to hold his break, Kevin. Then it's asking the question a little off Gareth's, isn't it? Just try and put a little bit of pressure on him.
Yeah, we all know this set format is so brutal, isn't it? And it's decided on such fine margins. Nightmare for the players, but fantastic for us as viewers and fans.
I lost in a decider at 2-2, Kevin, all about it.
So he's been asked a question now on this long yellow, decided to accept the long yellow. There would have been some players, Gav, who might have been a bit more adventurous with the white and fired it around off a few cushions.
Yeah, I think Liam's just thought if he just leaves it long, he's just got to punch this in and it's frame ball virtually, isn't it?
10 seconds.
Usually so reliable at these kind of shots.
Yeah, it's a great shot. He's just got to be a little careful when he plays the one along the rail, Kev, to make sure he gets on the one to get on the black if he gets it. It's the only shot he's got to play now, isn't it?
What do you think it is, Gav, that separates these two out from everybody else? Why are they in the final?
I think these two and Mark have a really good way of going upstairs, Kev, and coming back down and playing the same game again, where a lot of players, see if they're playing over long distance in a race to 25 or 30, Kev, the players can play to that level on certain days if you get us, but when they've got to go upstairs and reset and come back down, these are just so good at coming back and starting again, if you get us, where the people might have a bad match after a good one, if you get us. They seem like they just keep going, don't they? There's no backward steps, is there? If anything, they building all the time.
Yeah, just incredible consistency, as you say, frame after frame, match after match.
10 seconds.
Keep churning out the results and taking on the silverware.
Yeah, and this set format as well, if you do have a bad set, it's sort of not the end of the world, Kev, is it? You don't want to have a bad set, but you know you can reset again for the next one, and even a 2-0 down, you're sort of never out of it, are you?
No, he's certainly not. That was a great positional shot there from Liam, and he just leaves himself this short distance black, which he makes no mistake. And first blood to the Dunster in this second set. And he'll be keen to get a set on the board, won't he, Gavi? You know, whilst he is the pro #1, he won't want to fall 2 sets behind to Gareth. He knows how well Gareth's playing.
Yeah, if you're 2 sets behind to Gareth, it's probably harder to come back from that at the minute, because with Gaz winning the break as well, he's going to have another 2 sets with his break first, Kev. Is that right? Is that right? So he's got 2 bites with his break as well, hasn't he?
Yeah, and if he keeps breaking as he is, then it's going to be very difficult for him to get a strong, to dominate in the match. He's just going to be living off, scraps and hoping he can,
Yeah, I think Gareth's break is so big. He doesn't get down on it, Kev, neither does he? I was just calling this before. He's just absolutely just puts his arm through it, doesn't he? Like?
Yeah. We'll see now that he'll get the body in. And as usually what happens, we load his break and then he comes up dry.
Yeah, I think he was due one, Kev, to be honest. I haven't seen him at many.
Great split. I mean, look at the action on those balls around the table, but nothing really threatening a pocket.
No, I think he lost the white ball a little bit, Kevin. That's what caused that. He sort of slapped them a little, didn't he?
So, a chance for Liam to strike one against the serve.
Did there, Kev, but I think he's... I think he's got to go Reds, Kev, has he? Is he?
Yeah, I think Reds look the best at the moment. He's obviously got one tricky one.
Yeah, does it go? I think it goes from the right place. Yeah, I think he would like to remove that one early, Kev. I wouldn't like to be leaving it there, because then you're too committed, aren't you?
Can he get onto it straight away after this red into the right centre?
I think he's on it now, isn't he?
Yeah, and that's a great tip there for anyone, you know, aspiring to be great at the game. Straight away attacking that problem area. He's on it after his first visit, so he's just going to make sure the pot, get his positional side sorted. And he could well be on his way to a 2 frames, a 2-0 lead in this set.
He's getting a little bit of fortune there, Kev. He could have been stuck on the yellow, couldn't he? I know he's played at a little bit of pace, but I thought he might have just dropped it in and played for the red in the middle.
Yep.
At least he wasn't cannoning, you know, unless he was trying to just open the black up a little, but I just think he could have been stuck to the yellow there, and he didn't need to be.
Yeah, just dropped this one in, bounced the white off the cushion a foot or so. Probably just hit that a little bit thinner than he wanted, but still a big area for the white to go in.
That's where I was calling he would have played off the bad ball before, Kev. If he'd just got there, he was guaranteed to be on it, wasn't he? But he's got a little more room for the black now, at least.
So it'll be interesting to see how Liam responds. It's the first time he's gone behind in any match.
Yeah, I think he's there'll be a few swings in this match, Kev. You know, the momentum,
Absolutely.
especially with a set format, you can just always be one set away from being in it, can't you? Really?
Yeah, absolutely. It's absolutely fantastic format.
Even though I lost, Kev, it's my favourite event of the year. This, to be honest, I like the set format. Especially if you're somebody who can be a little bit hot and cold as well in tournament play, because, as I say, if you go away for 10 minutes or 5 minutes, it's just one set. You're not out, are you? Where in the races to 7 and 8, you can't afford to go away for a frame or two.
So he's making light work of these. Just the final positional shot to play.
Yeah, if Liam takes these out, he's going to be in a similar position to where Gaz was in the last set. 2-0 up with his break. Obviously, Gaz went in off a 2-0 on his own break, so I think Liam would just like to get a chance off his break here to try and 3-0 up. You know, you've got to fancy him for the set if he can get a finish off his break next, or even control the frame, Kev, just to make Gaz work.
So this medium distance black to open up that 2-frame lead. Absolutely no mistake, right into the heart of the pocket. And 2-0 it is to the man from Scotland in this second set, and a race to 4 sets to see who will be crowned the Fair.com 2022 World Professional Champion.
Even though these two's got very different styles of play, Kev, so like, you know, the way they play the game, they obviously have a very different style, but they remind us of each other in how calm and collective they both are. They both have a very similar temperament, don't they? Where I mean, we're into the second set now and we haven't seen a head shake or anything negative, you know, even whether it's been an in off the break or a dry, or just they don't show anything, do they? solidness, isn't it?
Yeah, you wouldn't like to play him at poker, that's for certain.
I bet he likes a game of chess, Liam.
Yeah, very good chess player.
I can imagine he practices a lot of that, Kev, as well.
So the cut break for Liam.
He's hit that one the same as the last one, Kevin. He's timed that very well. When they cut break, if they get the white back into the centre of the pack off the rail, they've hit it as good as they want to do. And there you see.
Yeah, I've noticed that white bounce up a few times on the way he's hitting them. And
Yeah.
he's kept the white on the table. It wouldn't surprise me later on in this match if that white jumps off at some point.
Yeah, especially when it's if he's hitting it any harder, because I think he's hit that one a little bit harder as well there, Kev, hasn't he? And got a little more through them.
The Reds have opened up very nicely. So he'll be plotting his route now. Just got to screw on and off the rail here, Kev, hasn't he? And he's aware. Yep. That red does go in the right centre. That's just to the right of the cue ball. So no obvious obstacles in this frame. I like this shot, Kev, because it opens them all up. If he just stumps this back now and then he's got a choice of reds to either centre, he'd like to play the one to the right centre now, so when he plays the one to the left, these are gone, Kev. These are gone. Yeah, right centre, left centre, right centre. Top bag, yeah. The thing with Liam as well, and the other top 3 and 4 tournament players in the world, Kev, is even though these are easy, he's not gonna take them like the easy and take them for granted, Kev. He won't. Yeah, gives every shot 110%, however easy it is. Yeah, he's not going to take these for granted. That's for sure. He'll make sure with these. I think he would like to just be straight on the one to the other centre, so that he can just screw back a little bit. So he just has to roll the last red in. He's got virtually nothing to do at all, then, Kev. This is what Liam Dunster does probably better than anybody else in the world. Yeah. He makes it look so easy, the way he plays and the orders that he takes the balls out in with, precision, positional play. Yeah, I mean, like I said to you, Kev, these could have been gone already, but he just makes sure, doesn't he? Yep, I'm just making sure now on this final red. Just be running the white through 6 inches, 8 inches. Just like that for this easy black to take a commanding 3-0 lead in this second set. No mistakes, in it goes. Yeah, he's made them look very easy. I mean, they were easy, but he made them look even easier, didn't he? Yeah. So 3-0 in this second set to Liam Dunster. But as we know in this set format, it's only one dry break away from 3-all. Yeah, Kev, it's especially them sets. If you lose a set from 3-0, I think you can take it bad, because you might not get another chance to get it to 3. Yeah, all Gaz can do now is just focus on this one, get to 1, and hope he gets any kind of shot off Liam's next break. But first things first, he needs some pot from this break, stay at the table, and try and mount a little bit of pressure on Liam in this frame. So ball down, good split. We'll see the break again. So he's got a choice really. I mean, I think he'd like yellows, so he maybe take into the yellow into the right centre. But if he was pushed, he could take reds.
I think he's got to take reds, Kev, to be honest. If he... he's going to play the plant now, Kevin. Drift down for this bottom one, maybe?
Yep. I mean, the way Gareth potted that winning black in his semi-final against Craig Brown, he's not going to be bothered about any balls that are on the rail.
No, he put his arm through that as well, didn't he?
That was some shot under that pressure. So he's got a couple of options here.
Yeah, on and off the bottom rail, Kevin.
He's got into that one, needs that white to slow down.
I think he's still alright, Kev, because he just needs to drop that one in the middle, doesn't he, for the one at the cushion, so...
Yeah, he'd ideally like to be right behind it. Can he screw off the side cushion and back across?
Might just take his medicine, Kevin, drop it. No.
Again, needs that to slow down. It's either going to be perfect. Oh, wow.
He's alright, isn't he?
How is that for a positional shot, Gav? That'd be like one of yours.
I think he would have had a bit of a rush of blood there, Gaz, I think.
Yeah, certainly got into that one, but it's come out pretty perfect. Just got to run the white through. He'd like to be straight on this final red. So can he just kill the pace with this one? Maybe play it with little bottom left-hand side just to flick that red up the rail, just to leave the white pretty much where the red is.
Yep.
Just like that for this nice easy black into the right centre. And he's got his first frame on the board in this set.
Yeah, and now he's put a little bit of pressure on Liam's break here because Liam knows Gaz could be breaking for 3-all if he doesn't get one.
Yeah, that is the brutality of this set format. You just cannot rest on your laurels even when you're 3-0 ahead. So this next break from Liam, biggest shot of the match so far, I think. Because if Gaz can get to 3-all, the pressure will really mount onto Liam.
Yeah, I think the good thing for Liam is he's going to be positive, thinking he's at least got one more go at it, doesn't he? So it sort of takes the pressure off this one a little bit.
Yep, it's a free go in effect. Our referee Ben Taylor Fuente racking the balls up.
Frame 5. Liam Dunster to break.
Frame 5.
Winning 3 frames to 1.
In this second set, in a race to 4 sets to take home that fantastic silver trophy.
See if Liam can hit this as good as he's hit the last two. I think he'll be over the moon if he can, Kev, when he needs it.
Yeah, he'll just want any kind of shot. Just wants to get a ball.
10 seconds.
Great break.
Oh, look at these yellows. Well, you can't ask for much more than that.
White direct into the middle of the pack again, Kev. Perfect break. And then the plan to start with on the yellows, Kev.
Extension call.
Yeah, I'll just be working out his best route. I mean, really, the only thing he's got to think about, Gaz, is just how he's going to get onto the two that are together at the top half of the table.
Well, it goes into the top left-hand bag, and I think it plants into the middle maybe, but I was just looking at the black. Kev, does the black go to the right centre?
10 seconds. Ten seconds.
So it's another opportunity for Liam in this set. He's taken them all that have come in his way so far.
Yeah.
The gap is it's just that black, but
I think it must go into the right centre, Kev. Is he going to move it now? Great shot. Needs to be on the yellow. Plant.
yeah,
It's a great shot, that, Kev.
phenomenal shot there from Liam.
Yeah, I think he attacked it in such a way he had to get out of it as well, didn't he?
And played it at such a good pace as well. Completely in control, coming round off a couple of cushions.
Yeah, he just needed not to hit it full. If he hit it full, he might have been in a little bit of bother.
I like that white to have just come across a little bit more.
I think he's just going to screw it in, Kev, and play the yellow into the same bag. He's going to screw back across the face of it, maybe.
Probably just hitting this thin, a little bit of right hand side. Just check the white back.
Yeah, I thought he was straight on it, but same outcome, Kev. He's just got to drift this up towards the blue spot now. He's about perfect as well, isn't he? He's played a good shot there.
Yeah, just a little soft stun, because the cloths are so reactive, aren't they, Gav?
Yeah, I think if you hit them too hard, sometimes it actually slows them down coming off the rail, Kev, because the spin goes back the other way. Just got to float this, I think. Yeah, it's a great shot.
And this black to level things up at 1 set all. Things are starting to heat up here in the Fair.com World Championships. And in it goes.
Yeah, he's played a perfect set there, Liam, hasn't he?
Yeah, not much Gareth could do about that. He takes himself off for a little comfort break. Liam just sips his water. He'll be feeling a lot better now. He's levelled things up at 1 set all.
Yeah, I think could go all the way this, Kev. I'm going to call it early. I think the way they both playing, there's not going to be a massive amount of errors. It's down to the breaks, I think, and the way it's going, they've both held the break. Gaz's break now in this one, and
Yeah, it's certainly got that feel about it, hasn't it? That we could be in for a final frame thriller. Yeah, I'm not sure I can take much more. I mean, I was completely shattered just watching that semi-final with your good friend Craig, who put up an incredible fight in that match against Gareth.
yeah, I think he would have just liked the chance in the decider, wouldn't he? Just let us see something. You can't get to the table, Kev. You can't win, can you?
No, and that finish in that last frame and that final black, I mean, it was absolutely nerveless. I mean, he fired the black down the rail. I think, I'd have just been dragging it in dead weight, happy with it, in or over. But he just took it with incredible confidence. Even though, there was visible body movement in terms of, you know, shaking and nerves, understandably so, but he kept it under check.
Yeah, he did. He's actually, I was behind him on the shot, and he did have a little bit of a tremble on his backswing, but when he actually struck the ball, he didn't move. I wasn't watching the black, I was watching his arm, and he didn't move his back arm, so before I looked at the black, I sort of knew it was in, you know. He was in the way the shot goes from where I was sitting, so I was looking down the back of his arm, and he just pushed his arm through nice and confident. He didn't pull out of it.
Yeah, everyone in the room had stopped at that point, haven't they? Everyone, probably at a camera shot just to the right-hand side, was all looking and watching the final few shots of that match.
Yeah, they were, Kev, yeah. I think we could end up with a lot more watching the end of this one as well.
Yeah, and it's just great, isn't it? You know, great that, you know, we're seeing these great players in this era playing in these big competitions, and it's, you know, as fans, we're all fans of pool as well, aren't we? And it's just great times to be involved. Yeah,
I think it's definitely going in the right direction, Kevin. I'd like to see where we are in a couple of years' time.
Yeah, so we're just seeing there from on the outer tables, just some mixed doubles action that's going on there. That's Dean Shields. He's doing a little bit of pointing to his partner, a bit of explaining. So we'll be seeing the finals tomorrow of the other events. He'll join us from 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. He might have just recovered by then. After oh wow, that is so unlucky from Gaz. So yeah, just to finish that off, we'll be back at 4 o'clock tomorrow. We'll have the over 50s final, the mixed doubles final, the seniors final, and that's the over 40s. And we'll finish off with some high quality doubles action to round off what has been a fantastic week here at the Cedar Court Hotel in a very snowy Bradford. But that's all to come. Right now we are in set 3, and the Gareth Hibbert breakers just let him down a bit there. Very unluckily kicked in off the cue ball, but it does give advantage to Liam. And I'm delighted to be joined by a refreshed and re-energised Dan Fairway. Dan,
I think less hungry is is the word you're looking for. I was already fresh and already vitalised in preparation for the final. But, yeah, my food didn't quite arrive in time. The ladies were a bit too quick for me.
But yeah, this final is warming up very nicely indeed. First set to Gareth with his serve, second set to Liam on his serve, but this is the first real mini advantage that either player's had. How important will it be? We're going to find out over the coming minutes.
Yeah, Gareth was 2-0 up in set 1, and then very similar to this, in off on the break, and that allowed Liam right back into the set, but Gareth managed to close that one out. This time Liam gets the advantage earlier on in the set. Will that make any difference? It's so much of this is going to be down to the breaks. Gareth is so powerful. Liam, a bit hit and miss at the moment for me. I don't know how he broke in the second set. He might have been extraordinary, but certainly in the first set wasn't quite at the level you would necessarily expect.
No, brilliant. Liam broke well, and he left very Liam type clearances where they're all there, but he just makes them look so easy. And Gareth really didn't have a look in the set, to be honest. It'll be interesting to see if it sort of evens itself out. I mean, as you say, Gareth is the most powerful of the two in terms of the break, but you know, he's got that white running round and at risk of getting kicked in off as it did just then, whereas Liam is a little bit more control, a little bit less pace.
Yep, did see him with a couple of slack breaks in his semi-final. He went in off a couple of times, unusually, But he managed to get over the line in that one. He just looks so composed around the table, Liam Dunster. But you have to say this was an easy finish. Gareth left a almost unmissable chance for Liam.
It's Black to take the lead for the first time in this match. Gareth can only look on.
In it goes.
In it goes, yeah, no mistake. At the moment, it's one-way traffic, really. The last sort of 15-20 minutes has been dominated by Liam. But as we know, Dan, so many swings and momentum shifts and crazy things can happen in this game, and it's going to be fascinating to see how it all develops. Who is going to get their hands on that impressive piece of silverware?
Has anyone asked you yet, Kev, who you think it'll be?
No, thankfully.
Okay, who do you think it'll be?
Look, I'm just a fan. You know, I'm just a fan of both these players, and they're both great talents. And you know, as I was saying to Gav just earlier, it's just great to be watching these guys going head to head in all these tournaments. And you know, it's just great entertainment, great drama, and
is the fence as comfortable as you expected it to be?
So that's all I can say. I mean, I think, you know, going into the start of the match, I think Liam was a very, very tiny cigarette paper favourite. But, you know, it doesn't really count for anything, because at the end of the day, it's who gets the chances, who takes them, will win the title. And who will the pool gods be shining on? You know, come half past nine-ish. So there's literally nothing between them. You know, Gareth's in great form. I did think that semi-final might have taken quite a bit out of Gareth. He's had two monumental five-setters, one against Mark Farnsworth, and then, you know, the one early against Craig Brown.
Plus the mixed doubles seniors masters.
And everything else that is in. So you just wonder if that will catch up with him at the back end of this match. But there's no obvious signs that that's going to happen. It's just a theory at the moment.
Yep. Gareth's gained a bit of control here. He's taken yellows from Liam's dry break. I think we're just going to see a little safety shot now. Just develops his yellow enough to be possible, whilst keeping Liam away from anything. There's problems everywhere you look on this table, really. The red and yellow at the top right of your screen from the overhead. Well, the biggest of the lot.
Yes, so Liam's. Oh, he's not. Well, yeah, he was obviously going to hit a red, but he certainly didn't want to just knock it on the cushion. Gives the advantage to Gareth. I think Gareth might just try and cover this bottom right-hand pocket.
10 seconds.
He'll be certainly thinking how he can develop that yellow that's tied up.
Yeah, the yellow near the centre pocket isn't a bad shout, but because you're attacking it from sort of underneath it from this angle, you're pushing the red away, but you're not really necessarily developing the yellow too much.
Yeah, and he's played a very clever shot there. So whilst he's covered this bottom right, corner bag. He just left the white in a position where he's left Liam pretty much nothing easy to go at. And you can see that yellow and red that's tied together on the right hand side. You know, that's a plant to pot the yellow. So Gareth has got one thing on his mind next visit, and that is how he clears up. And Liam's job is to now try and block him. And he's done it with shots like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good shot from Liam, that, but I don't think it's quite the result he wanted, because from where I'm sat, that yellow passes the black, and the black would go top right. So if that was his last yellow, there's a chance there still.
Yeah. He could attack this with the yellow into the right corner, but I think he's just going to try another development shot here. He's tried to play that off the red, I think.
Yeah, just trying to open things back up for himself.
Yeah.
First mistake in this frame from Gareth Hibbott. Been tactically excellent so far.
Yeah, and this is where you've got to be really on your guard in these rules, because even though Gareth has got that bottom right hand corner covered, nothing is safe in black ball rules. I think Liam will be slightly disappointed with that one, because I think that yellow in the top left will go past that red into the corner. He was trying just to block that bag and leave Gareth nothing, hence why he's left the white, you know, pretty much glued to that black.
Yeah, it's a good cue ball, but like you said, not exactly the result he wanted. And Gareth can see this yellow. He's going to try and weld him to the red. That's very good. Liam's in all sorts of trouble here.
Yeah, he needs to pull something out. Could be trying to fire this red into the top right hand corner.
10 seconds.
No, he's playing a safety.
Not. I mean, there wasn't a lot that he could do there. But Gareth, even if he's doesn't fancy this, he does have the option to take that top left pocket now.
Yeah, I think that goes. I think he'll be attacking these. He'll know he doesn't want to get into a tactical battle with Liam.
No, and at this point he's sort of won the tactical battle that he was already in. So, oh, is that black just? No, that's fine. A bit more distance between the black and the cue ball than it looked at first viewing.
He's got a choice of shots here. He can take the one into the top right corner. He can take the one into the centre. He can play the plant.
Plant it is. Excellent. Excellent from Gareth Hibbott. Clears the pocket.
So that now makes way for the clearance. It'll just be about the positional shot on his penultimate yellow. I'm not sure that's the best angle he's got there. He's going to have to try and pinch a little bit of this pocket.
Yeah, he's certainly running towards that yellow. A little bit too much. Just drifts it in.
Yeah, you can see he hit that full on the sort of left-hand jaw. If he'd have hit it right jaw, the white would have run out of position. So using all that experience. And just a couple of pots away now from level things up in this set. Probably just run the white off the cushion. Yeah, that's a good shot. That's a good shot.
It was a foul break that cost Gareth Hibbott the first frame in this third set. It was a dry break, essentially, that cost Liam Dunster the second. We're back on serve. Gareth to break next. 1-1, 1-1.
Yep. as we thought, nothing between them.
No, you just get the feeling it's going to be nip and tuck all the way through.
Yeah, it's certainly heading that way. You know, there is literally nothing between them, and it does feel like it's going to go all the way. And that's why we enjoy this game. It creates its own drama, excitement. If you're watching this for the first time on the BBC, this is your first taste of IPA pool action. We hope you're enjoying it. We hope to be on the BBC a lot more this year, so look out for details. You can check out our website, ipapool.com. Follow us on the usual social media channels, Twitter, Facebook. You'll find us there. If you want to check out some of the previous matches, we've got a whole host of videos on our YouTube channel. So give us a click, give us a like, give us a share, and enjoy what we've got for you.
Slightly lost for words at that break. I don't think I've ever seen it. It's almost like someone's painted a cross on it and gone, right, put all the reds in there. It's extraordinary.
Just put the reds out of the way in their own little area, and then the yellows can have the rest of the table.
Yeah, it really is extraordinary break.
I think it's going to be forced into yellows, which are not the easiest, but there's no obvious red to pot.
No, they're all covering each other, weren't they? It's a little bit like that situation in snooker where, you know, you overrun a positional shot and all the reds, every single one covers the other one, and you feel like it's unlucky sometimes in that situation. Gareth Hibbott doesn't matter though, because he can pot the yellows.
Yeah, and nice pot there, and a nice angle here. He'll just pot this one into the bottom left and just nudge that one off the cushion. Just bring it to 2 or 3 inches off.
Bit like that.
Exactly like that. Absolutely perfect.
So just the one tricky-ish positional shot now. He'll take the yellow. Oh, will he? Is he on the... Oh, he's on the yellow at the top of the table. That's even better. That makes life a lot easier.
Yeah, playing it with lots of right-hand side.
He doesn't need to play a sort of transitional shot now from one side to the table to the other.
Yeah, it just depends which order he wants to take these out now. He's got a choice of all 3 yellows. He certainly won't go to the one at the top right. He'll just try and make that as easy as possible. So he's going to use that as his last ball onto the black. So he'll probably just spin this white round, a couple of cushions. Now these, you know, you expect him to get this, but you just got to be careful with these.
You also don't want to leave yourself queuing right off the cushion afterwards, so perhaps puts a bit more pace into it.
Yeah, it's a good punch off the cushion. But played it fantastically well. And this black to get back on serve in this set, which he does. Well, he's top end of the pocket. He just had a fraction of a second glance at that black, but
they all count.
It was always in. And again, we're seeing how this game can swing. You know, we've seen Liam dominate for probably 20 minutes, win the set, win the opening frame of this set, and you know, 7 or 8 minutes later, he's behind in the set. It's just phenomenal format.
Yeah, absolutely, and made all the better by phenomenal players. These two, yeah, probably the 2 best in the world right now. I actually think on form, Gareth is the number 1 at the moment. I know Liam is the number 1 in the rankings, but Gareth's won 3 of the last 4 tournaments. He's won the professional grand final, he's won event 2 of the Champions Cup, and he's won the 2021 Champions Cup. And that's almost unrivaled.
Yeah, it's a rich vein of form at the moment, and showing no ill effects from his earlier exploits in that 5-set thriller against Craig Brown. He still seems to be fully focused and plenty of energy. We know Liam's not short of energy. He looks dry again.
Yeah, he's short of a ball on the break.
Oh, look at those yellows. My goodness me.
Took the words out of my mouth, Kev. They are. They're sitting ducks, aren't they?
Yep, the only thing he's got to work out here is what his last yellow will be. The black is a little bit tricky. But, you know, the obvious yellow is that one that's just right next to the right and centre pocket. If he just drops that one in last, he should be on the black.
Yeah, there is a gap between the red and the black. Depending on what angle you had, you could drift down and just nudge into the red as long as you were happy that you were going to hit it full ball. But actually, you could probably just drop it onto the cushion, and that black is very gettable from there. Could choose to make it easier now. Move the red out of the way.
He's got another plan.
I'm a little surprised at that. I do think that black's looking a little isolated now.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised as well, Dan, to be honest. I mean, I'm just looking on the overhead shot, and that will definitely need a good positional shot.
I can only assume that he's looking at the yellow nearest the baulk line as his last yellow, and that if he drops that in, he can cut the black in, or leave an angle to go round and into the red, but that's risky.
Yeah, we'll see what he's got planned.
10 seconds.
This is a critical frame in this set.
Not getting any easier.
So he's going to have to reroute now. He's going to have to take the one into the top left. And the one nearest the black spot is probably going to be his last ball to get onto the black.
10 seconds.
He obviously had something in his mind about how he was going to get on the black.
Yeah, that one's fallen by the wayside now, really. It's going to be an unbelievable shot to get there from here. Man, it's going to play it off the one on the left-hand cushion last.
Wow.
Oh, that's very straight.
So I think you alluded to it, Dan. He's going to draw this white back and somewhere near the baulk line and just clip it in.
Yeah.
It doesn't look to be much room there. This is going to require some absolute precision.
Well, if he goes too far, he's going to have a back double. So it's better to go too far than be short. Oh, what a shot! What a shot! That is about as perfect as he could get.
This is a thin clip into the corner bag.
Yeah, it's not easy, but he's given himself the best possible chance. In you get. In you get.
Where's the
Cue
white going?
ball. Safe.
Oh my goodness me.
Oh.
Wow. What a finish there from Gaz Hibbott.
I think Gareth's knuckles are a little bit white at the moment from how tight he must be holding his cue after that. Go. Absolutely incredible. How has that cue ball stayed on the table? I will never know. Gareth Hibbott will never know. Liam Dunster will be a little bit livid, I would think. Referee Ben Taylor-Fuente setting up the rules for frame number 5.
Frame 5. Gareth Hibbott to break, leading 3 frames to 1. Time running.
Gareth Hibbott to break. He's got a commanding lead in this third set. 3 frames to 1. A commanding lead and another monstrous break. And just the last ball rolling has meant that this finish is no longer guaranteed. The top right corner of your screen, that red and yellow, they've gone close, they've gone awkward. If they're a plant, then Gareth could take that. He'd be on the yellows. He's not looking at it though. He's looking at the overhead. It's very tight. It's thin. It's not guaranteed. So he's trying to work out a different route. He was eyeing up that red on the right hand side of the table near the cue ball. He's going to take this one over the top right, and then he could play that down table off the yellow. It would go into the bottom right corner and free up the pocket for the other red. It would also leave that red as a nice ball to get on the black with as well. So really key shot of the frame coming up right now. Don't think that was exactly as played. I think he expected the red to stay where it was. He's caught it a little bit thicker than he perhaps would have liked, but it's worked out almost as well. In fact, it's even better, because that red that's gone to the right centre, well, if he can finish straight on that, just drop that in, he's got the simplest of blacks. That was a little wide in the pocket. As a result, he's a touch straight on this one down the rail, so possibly a slight reroute. And he wobbles another one in. Liam Dunster sits stone-faced. But there will be some emotion running through the Scotsman right now.
Ten seconds.
Couple of options here for Gareth now. He's trying to make the black as easy as possible. Probably just
10 seconds.
Play the red top left first and try and leave himself straight on the other red. He could come around the angles and play it into the centre, or he could leave it long. That's a little bit of neither. I think he can probably take it long down to the bottom right, just about hold the cue ball.
Ten seconds.
Right in the centre of the pocket. Superb pot, superb position. And a superb set of pull for Gareth Hibbott. He retakes the lead. He takes the third set by 4 frames to 1. It has been classy all the way around from both players so far. But it is Gareth Hibbott who holds a small lead at the end of the third set. He is 1 frame up.
Be a 15-minute interval, all right?
See the players there. Well, what a standard we've seen from these two absolutely fantastic players, and delighted to be joined by Mark and Danielle. Well, if we thought Gareth might have been feeling the after effects of that semi-final, he's not showing any of that.
Oh yeah, the scene that last set there was 2-1 and he left himself in the jaws there and the eyes was shaky. Easily could have went 2-2, but he pinched it and then calmed himself, took out a terrific clearance to win the set. He goes 2-1 ahead.
We've seen some real momentum shifts already. We've seen at 3 or 4, you know, Gareth started off really strong. Liam came back in the second set and the beginning of the third, and then Gareth has come right back at him to take that 2-1 lead.
Yeah, and again we've seen that granite sort of style. These players, I don't know what they're made of. They just keep coming and coming through each other. They both want this title, and the standard is phenomenal. It's risen leaps and bounds. You know, and we thought there might be a little bit of sort of honeymoon period because we've not had a World Championship since 2020, but that's not the case. These guys, they're really going toe for toe, pound for pound, and they want this title.
Yeah, they do. And Danielle, do you think they can keep it up at this level? I mean, it's a phenomenal standard that they're playing at.
Yeah, to be honest, it doesn't surprise me because the standard of this field is just terrific. You see it all the time in these games. These players are absolutely relentless and they will literally stop at nothing to keep this game at the same standards.
What do you think, Mark, how this match now is going to pan out? Is the mid-session interval come at a good time for Liam and a bad time for Gareth because he'd like wrestled that momentum back?
Oh, absolutely. As you saw in that sort of third set there, Gareth was sort of, you know, at the table a hell of a lot of times, and Liam, he sat down pretty much admiring what Gareth was performing, and that sort of final set win, 4-1, that's going to take a little bit out of Liam, but it's going to give him a chance now to sort of reshape and then come into this second half and possibly go on to really push Gareth to try and get to a possible final set. You know, he was 1 set behind, there's not a lot in it, but it could go either way just yet.
This 4th set, Danielle, could be absolutely key to this final, couldn't it? You know, if Gareth can get it against the Liam serve, as it were, 3-1, he's going to be tough to beat from that position.
Yeah, it's very hard in terms of your mentality and everything. 3-1 behind, you feel like you're always going to be crawling back, and it's really hard to do in this game. This game is really, really hard. If one thing goes wrong, your head could go for the whole match, and I don't think people realise like how much of a mental sport it is. It's literally probably 60% skill, 40% mentality, and it'll really show.
Yeah. It's just fantastic to see these great players, you know, going head to head. What do you think in the break now that each of them will be doing?
I think first of all, they've just got to take a bit of a breather, you know, understand where they're at, just try and clear the head, relax the shoulders, because it's going to be tense. These closing moments of this match are going to be really, really tense, and it's going to be interesting to see who copes with that pressure the best, because we say it's sort of new surroundings for Liam. It's probably also quite new to Gareth. You know, it's been 6 years since he's been in this position of picking up this world title, and he's going to be a little bit out of touch and a little bit out of practice. But what we're seeing at the moment is a great standard from both of these players.
And we talk about the break being, you know, ultra key to success in this game. What was your views on the breaks of both players? Because they've both got different styles of breaks.
From watching the semi-final from Gaz, he was breaking it absolutely terrifically. Balls are going in every time. His splits are absolutely brilliantly. Liam usually cut breaks, doesn't he? Usually it's not with as much force as some people say, but he seems to be splitting them really well this time. And yeah, he just seems like a different player.
Yeah, the table's playing so lovely, isn't it? The balls are just breaking effortlessly. Yeah,
and I think, you know, in this sort of time of where the game is currently, the cues, the tips, the balls, the chalk, the tables, the cushions, the cloth, everything you can mention, there's such top quality, all done to the highest standard. And I think that's the reason why we see that this, and we keep saying they make this game look easy on telly. If anybody wants to come and try this game because they're making it look easy, it is really not easy, especially under the pressure. There's an audience around here, the cameras are here, everyone's watching, the lights, everything is really at you, and they are still continuing to deliver a great standard.
Yeah, if anyone watches me and you play, they'll definitely see how hard this game is, won't they, Mark?
They'll be switching off.
So how do we see it going? You know, how do we see this match panning out? You know, what are going to be the deciding factors? We talk about the break, you know, what about the mental resolve needed to get to that 4th set?
Personally, I think it's just down to the break. I think both of them are just clearing up absolutely fantastically. None of them are making any mistakes at all, really, from what I've seen. And yeah, I just think it's literally the look of the break. I can't see any differences between any of them.
Yeah, for me, it's probably about stamina. I looked at some of the stats when I sort of had a bit of a couple of steps break, and these boys that have got to this final, they've played over 120 frames of pool already, and which is phenomenal. Now, both of these, at this current stage of this match, with this current scoreline, both of these guys have now dropped 6 sets, so they're bang even where it is currently. But to play 120 frames, and what they've seen the standard on here, they've done the standard in the outer arena wherever they've needed to be, and it's all about stamina now, and if they can continue to deliver that sort of ability.
And both of these guys are playing in doubles, in seniors, in masters, so that 120 frames that they've played in the Open, you could probably add another 30 or 40 in the other events. I mean, surely fatigue has got to kick in at some point. Are they not human?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think people realise how much, how hard it is when you're playing match after match after match. It's really, really draining. Like they say, it can usually last 2 or 3 hours, but if you're playing all day, every day, it's definitely draining. It really will make an impact on this match, I think.
Yeah, and you mentioned all day, every day. I mean, sometimes the matches in here, they're not finishing until 2 o'clock in the morning, and then we're dragging them back at 10 o'clock in the morning. You know, we're pretty sort of stern here at the IPA, but these guys, they keep turning up, they keep entering these tournaments, and they keep delivering this high standard. Irrelevant at what time they get to bed, they want to be back and they want to win as many trophies as possible, and that's what's incredible about these players.
Yeah, and Liam's one of the players that he'll be here at 9 o'clock in the morning, and he'll be practicing, won't he? He was definitely here this morning practicing, ready for today.
To be honest, well, when I play in tours, we usually come down at 7 in the morning. He's always there every single morning practicing. I have no doubt he was down here this morning. Absolutely.
Were you up at 7, Mark, this morning?
No, I had a bit of a late night last night. We didn't get done in here till, I think it was 2:30, I think it was last night, really, weren't it? So,
yeah.
But yeah,
there was a mixed doubles match that was going, and we'll see the finals of the other events tomorrow, starting at 4 o'clock. We've got the Masters, that's for the over 50s for us old ones, over 40s for the not so old. We've got the mixed doubles, of course. And Danielle, are you still in the mixed doubles?
Yeah, we've just played. We played one match and we won 6-0. So I think we were waiting on Gaz to play his matches, to play the last 16, and then the winner of that will play in the next round. So hopefully we'll give that a good go.
Could be a long day tomorrow then.
It could be,
I don't think you're playing tonight. And then we'll finish off tomorrow with the doubles final, which is always a great way to finish the doubles, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's going to be a classic if that goes down to any shootouts. Well, I mean, we've had a good half a dozen shootouts already, and there's a lot of drama in them, and there'll be a lot of tentative sort of nerves. We've seen them on this TV table before in finals, going down to that final black, and it's an incredible atmosphere.
Well, one of the pros, Dean Shields, his nickname is Shootout after the famous doubles final that they won.
Yeah, exactly that one, and he obviously played alongside Gareth Hibbott, who's in this final. Seems to be on this table more than what their cloth is, and but yeah, that was an incredible final, and no doubt we're seeing an incredible final now. We saw an incredible ladies final, we're seeing one now, and we've got another 4 more finals tomorrow. It's going to be an incredible day tomorrow, but we've still got tonight to go. Yeah,
I'm not sure how much more I can take, to be honest, but yeah, just reflecting back on the ladies final, and I did see Deb afterwards, and she was bitterly disappointed about her performance.
Yeah, of course. I mean, she had her chances at the end, didn't she? And I know it's hard for her. It's really, really tough for them to happen in these finals, especially in the World Final. You do be really emotional. You want it more than anything. These are the ones you want in your pool CV as a player, and for stuff like that to happen, it's hard to take. But I just give her a big cuddle after it and just tried to calm her down. But she'll be back. She's absolutely brilliant. She's a phenomenal player, and yeah, I'm sure she'll. Yeah,
she's been like a leading light, for the women. She won the opening 2 women's world championships when we started them a few years back. So yeah, I'm sure she'll be looking for that hat trick next year.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, even when we was looking at the amount of frames the ladies were playing, they're playing like 60, 70 frames to get to the final when they finish the final. And that's again, they've got to create that and have that incredible standard throughout, because mentally, that is mentally draining. It really is. And a credit to both of the finalists that got there.
Yeah, no, it really was a credit to the women's game. And in terms of yourself, yourself, Danielle. You're obviously fairly new to the tour, but you know, rapidly rising up the ranks. What are your sort of aims and aspirations over the coming season?
Well, to be honest, Kev, at the start of this tour, I said to myself, obviously I was fairly new, I wasn't really as experienced as the other players. I said to myself, do you know what, if I get out of the groups and into the quarters, I'll be happy. Luckily for me, I got to 2 finals, and I'm just going to build on that experience and just take it as it comes. And I've entered the amateur and the open and got to the last 16 of the amateur and the last event out of nowhere. And yeah, I'm just going to take that experience and just build on from it and see what happens.
Yeah, and that was a tremendous achievement because, as we know, we say all the time, the strength in the amateur ranks is pretty phenomenal.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's a tough skill. When you play against the men, you don't get much chances. I think in that round, my opponent dished up 7-1 or 6-1 in the space of 32 minutes, and that happens.
Right, well, that is, thanks for your time, both of you, but it's time to get back to the final. So who is going to win the title and be the 2022 Fair.com World Champion? We're about to find out. Over to you, Dan, in the commentary box.
Liam Dunster to break. Trailing 2 sets to 1. Time running.
Let's hope the players are refreshed and recharged after that short interval. Liam Dunster gets us underway in set number 4. That is an excellent looking break. Really natural looking pattern here on yellows. Just the red covering the left hand centre pocket that will be causing an issue of sorts for Liam. Don't think he's got really any choice but yellows, given the cover by that yellow on that bottom right corner that he's just planted. Mark Pickworth has made his way from the studio to the commentary box. Are you here with me right through to the end, Mark?
Yeah, it's me and you right through to this very last set, last frame.
10 seconds.
I mean, we thought it's going to happen, isn't it? It's going to go down to the last set. It's got to.
Well,
It's been a phenomenal standard, though, hasn't it? It really has.
oh yeah, absolutely. Gareth Hibbott really not giving Liam Dunster a sniff in the third set. Liam started with a reverse dish from Gareth's foul break. And from then on,
10 seconds.
he hardly saw the table. A couple of times in frame 2, but Gareth Hibbott put him in a world of pain, taking control of the table after his dry break. And from then on, it was a dish fest.
Yeah, and it's just about how much that last set is going to be playing on Liam's mind. Because, I mean, he didn't do really much wrong in that last set. He really didn't. But Gareth, he just stepped up the level a little bit. Are we going to see Liam now step it up? This is the time to do it. This is the world final.
Well, that shot there should be job done for Liam Dunster in this first frame. He's landed on the yellow he's closest to. He can take it into the bottom right corner, screw the cue ball back round. And that yellow that's hanging over the top right corner pocket, and then the black easily passes into the left centre. Well, he had a bit more angle than I thought. Instead, stunning it from side to side. The same result, though. Probably just... well, he's got a choice of pockets for the black, really. He could leave the cue ball nicely on it into the centre or the corner.
10 seconds.
Yeah, I expect him to probably come off 2 cushions here. Needs to slow down. Needs to hit something. Well,
it's on, but that is about as bad as that could have come out. Liam's got a very thin cut, whichever way he decides to go, top right or top left. Danger here for Liam Dunster in the first frame of the 4th set. Crisis averted. A ripple of applause from the audience for that black. Liam takes the first frame in the 4th set. Gareth's got to be feeling like he needs to come to the table and do exactly the same, Mark, if he's going to get back.
yeah, he is. And I mean, I've been watching sort of on the sidelines, if you want to call it that. And I mean, I've seen Gareth breaking. He's been breaking pretty good, and a lot better than he broke yesterday, without a shadow.
It's been, yeah, I mean, his break's been phenomenal, apart from a couple of in-offs. Were it not for the in-offs?
Frame 2.
I mean, were it not for the in-offs, we could be looking at 3-0 Gareth Hibbott. His break has been that good.
Time running.
Medical contact, but it's going to be dry. And what a time to get a dry break. Wow. How has one not dropped in that middle, Dan?
Just the pace that kept that out.
Yeah, the yellow, yeah, definitely. And then that red just clipped the jaw.
10
Liam is
Extension
a long way away from his work. He's going to be forced into taking reds here. He's really, I think his only opening shot is the plant to the left centre, isn't it?
Yeah, it looks that way. I don't see any other straightforward pot on without a swerve or something.
Yeah,
this is awkward. I mean, we talk about a timing of a dry break, the timing of not leaving him an opening pot as well.
Yeah, this, I mean, as plants go, this is easy, but its position on your next red. What's he got? Is there a gap between the black and the yellow? Is he on the red to the top left?
Yeah, I think he's only got a plant in the top right. I think that's all he's got on. I don't know if that he can get through there. Looking at the overhead camera that we've got available to us, I'm just wondering if that just goes. I think it just goes. So he's not.
Is it the plant? It is.
Going to cover the pocket. It's going to drop.
Yeah, he didn't want to pot that. The applause was slightly more muted there. I think there's a few keen pool fans in the audience who realised that wasn't quite the intention of that shot.
No, but I think because of these players, they pot at every opportunity, and I think that's what they've been applauding most the night so far, isn't it? There's just pot after pot after pot, clearance after clearance.
Can Liam break out those 2 reds with this shot? Is he going to try to? He's just going to try and cover the pocket. That's a terrifically judged shot.
Not touching. Time running.
Yeah, it is. I mean, he's welded himself to that yellow. He's not going to be doing a lot with this cue ball. He needs to be a bit careful. You don't want to be pushing that yellow too far out because it's not touching ball. Well, he's going to try and get it out, is he? No.
Oh, foul. Was it not a foul?
Well, the referee is in charge of all the fouls down. No, I don't think it is.
Oh, I thought I saw a red move.
Well, I'm not sure about that one.
It's a good shot.
10 seconds.
Again, Liam Dunster is welding himself on top of that red. Can he see this yellow? I don't think so. He's asking Ben Taylor for and take. See if it's a total snooker. I think it is.
Just wonder if Gareth's got an aggressive option of his own here.
Extension call.
No, he's not looking at it. I did wonder if he could come off the top cushion and clip the yellow in the middle of the table just below that red. He is looking at it now. If he could do that and clip that sort of quarter ball, he might get a pocket cover of his own.
Yeah. He's looking now. He's looking at something. I think you've called the shot here down. It's one of them though, it's risky. The white is going to be travelling.
He's got to take a risk at this point though, otherwise
Yeah.
he's just leaving it open for Gareth. For
Liam. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, he's potted it.
It's too good.
Didn't want that.
And again,
The applause died down soon quickly when he finished on that yellow, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. I mean, look at this shot again. I mean, it's a superb standard. It really is. Didn't want it in. He just wanted it over the pocket. And he's got the same problem. He's got an even worse problem because these reds are wide open.
I think he's going cushion first to try
He's
and
got
pot
to.
this.
He's got to get his cue out of the way. This is tricky.
Oh, that was remarkably close.
Terrific effort there from Gareth Hibbott.
Look
Watch
how
this again.
Close this gets.
Well, I'm not sure he's going to be getting any more chances in this frame.
10 seconds.
I am, Mark. He isn't.
Yeah.
Liam's just got to be a touch careful here. He's going to take this one along the rail first. And then the one over the pocket, it's just got those 3 yellows just below the baulk line. He's got to get back through that gap, or at the very least get a good cannon on probably the middle of those 3.
Yeah, I mean, he can play on either of these last 2 reds, either in the left centre or the top left. After he's potted this one in the corner, he's just working it out, which is a better one to take, to go down for the black. So that's how far these players are thinking ahead now. So depending on what angle he's got here on the pocket, he'll be able to pinch it. I like this, very percentage type shot.
Yeah.
Has he got a choice of both? I don't think so.
No, I think he's only got top left. But that's enough. That's all he needed. Like you say, he played that in such a way where he was completely avoiding any of the traffic, and he played it at a pace where there was no way he wasn't going to be on at least one of those reds.
10 seconds.
No, and it's just how he wants to play this now. I mean, for me, he probably just goes past the baulk line. He's got a nice angle just to drop on it. It's just making his work very easy indeed.
Yep, clip this. Red into the left centre. He could screw across, he could just nudge the yellow. He's going to screw across, I think. It's sort of the way that Liam plays. He doesn't like to touch any other ball on the table if he doesn't have to.
No, he doesn't. And this black to go 2-0 ahead in this 4th set. And you see it. Liam Dunster. There's a bit of daylight. I think this is definitely writing on the wall for 3 sets apiece going into this hiding set.
Oh, little bit early for
Yeah,
little bit early for that.
It's just the way these 2 players are playing. They're playing a phenomenal standard.
They are.
You know, I said in the mid-session interval about it is down to a bit of stamina, who can keep up this sort of level all the way through. Both players, they don't want to sort of step away from, you know, giving a lower level. But 1 or 2 misses, 1 or 2 errors can create that sort of drop in level.
Liam Dunster to break, leading 2 frames to 0. Time running.
Liam Dunster has made a big dent in this 4th set. It's a set you feel is incredibly important for him to get on the board. Gareth going 1 away at this stage.
10 seconds.
It's not what Liam needs. Ball off the break. This is one of his best. Yellows. Yellows are perfect.
Yeah, and I mean, it would have been red if that red weren't behind that yellow on that right-hand cushion. I mean, look at the power he gets here. They just split lovely, don't they?
Yeah, this is all timing, isn't it? This is.
Yeah, absolutely.
10 seconds. Extension called.
So that clock's ticking down. That's why he's used his extension. Yeah, I mean, he's obviously going to take these two in the bottom half of the table and he'll go up table. I mean, ideally doesn't probably want to leave that one on the right middle till last. I mean, it could do if he wanted to. So, because he will have options with the black in the top left-hand pocket. Just about how he sees it now.
Yeah, nicely punched off the cushion there.
Yeah, very well controlled shot them. They really are. Then them sort of shots, they can get away with you or you can under-hit them.
Do love watching him just study the table. His eyes darting around.
10 seconds.
He's a real student of the game, Liam Dunster. That's not perfect. He's underscrewed that just by 2 or 3 inches. He could take the yellow he's closest to now. It's a little bit close. He'd have to be a touch careful of the push shot. But instead, he's going to take the easier option. But he is bridging right over this yellow. I think he's left the perfect angle, hasn't he? Just to top the cue ball into that gap between black and yellow. Sorry, red. Or can he go past the red?
10 seconds.
Important not to hit that. Ooh, that was flirting with danger, Mark.
Yeah, I think he always had it under control. And you know, you've said before, you know, Liam, he doesn't like to go kissing into balls, but when he does it with precision. He really does.
Well, it was certainly precise. Liam Dunster continues a fine run of form in this 4th set. He is now 3-0 up. Gareth to break next to try and stop him. Do you think there's, to a certain extent, a little bit of value in Gareth almost writing this set off and preparing himself for 2-all?
Yeah, you can sort of think like that, but Gareth will be trying to win every frame possible, every set possible. You know, we don't want it to go to a decider because he's already had 2 deciders already. Is he going to get another one? And the 2 deciders have come in the previous 2 rounds. Well, Liam, he's not been pushed yet to any deciders. And well, deciding sets anyway.
Frame 4. Gareth Hibbott to break. Trailing 3 frames to 0. Time running.
Not very evenly poised, this match. Gareth just needs to... I don't know, sometimes you sort of see it in the darts, don't you? That players, when they know they can't win their leg because they're 200 or 300 behind, they just chuck them, don't they? And get ready for the deciding leg in the set, don't they? And yeah, maybe it could be very similar to that.
Well, not on this evidence, Gareth Hibbott.
Exactly, that's what I said at the very start. He said he wants to win every frame, every set. And that's exactly what he's doing, because you just never know in this game. Things can go wrong.
He certainly put his cue through that break. I think the yellow near the top left corner. That will go in quite comfortably. Doesn't need to move anything. And he certainly doesn't now. That's a lovely shot.
Yeah, very well controlled cannon. He's really thinking positively, and he's sending a message back to Liam Dunster's chair. Yeah, take some of this. That's what they're doing, isn't it? It really is.
Ten seconds.
Just a little tester now. This mid to long range yellow needs to bring the cue ball back. What, 9-10 inches? Be straight on that yellow in the middle of the table to the right centre.
Yeah, anything like that, Dan.
That's pretty perfect. Yeah, that's awesome.
And I'm gathering this black passes into the bottom left-hand corner, does it?
Has to, surely. Has to. No way he's played this if it doesn't.
We haven't got all the pocket. Well, then again, we'll have a look at it very soon. Camera angle that is going off that I can see.
Yeah, that flies in.
It flies, he says.
It flies.
And Gareth Hibbott.
And it does. It flies in. Gareth Hibbott still fighting in the fourth set.
Yeah, we've not had any 4-0 sets yet. We've not had any 4-3 sets yet. Are we going to see a 4-3? Possibly.
I don't
We're
think
going to see one at some point.
I think we're going to see a 4-1. I think Liam's found his break. I don't think Gareth's going to see the table again in set 4.
Well, interesting statement there from our very famous Dan Fairway. I think
Are you okay?
I think you put. Honestly, I think you put commentator's curse on this now. I do. I can feel it in the air. I can feel it in this.
I need to give you something to
commentator's
talk about.
Well, you've given us plenty to talk about now, and I think you're going to get a bit of hate mail from Liam's fans if he doesn't clear off the break here.
Do feel free.
Well, let's have a look then. Liam Dunster. He has been breaking terrific though. He really has. Great camera shot there from our camera person.
You can put your pens down now, Dunster fans.
Yeah, absolutely. Look at the way these have split. This is why you're in the comms box. This is why. This is why you get paid the big bucks.
Oh. Liam Dunster strolling around the table, unaware of the drama in the commentary box.
10 seconds.
Yeah, absolutely.
Extension
Look,
course.
he's just going about his business on this blue baize.
It's a lovely chance, this, on either colour. Red's probably slightly easier.
Yeah, for the
I think
open it up, but he's very sort of wary. Obviously,
10
if he did take the reds, that one over the right middle. One needs to be played with some great precision, and he's probably done that now.
yeah, the reds, they're all slightly awkward, aren't they? The reds and the 4 reds and the black there are all sort of covering each other to certain pockets, and the yellows are covering the others as well. But it does seem like he's found his pattern already. I think he's probably leaving that lone red in the bottom half of the table for last now.
Yeah, I don't think he's got any choice now. He'll be dropping this into the right centre. Then he'll be going upstairs, putting that one into the top right-hand corner. And the one left of the black, that one will be next. Into the left centre. And like you said, Dan, he's got to be taking that one in the bottom half of the table last. And then back himself to get one of these mid to long range pots. Oh. He's made his decision now.
These two titans of the pool world battling it out for the ultimate prize.
10 seconds.
You said earlier, Mark, it's bound to go the distance. It's certainly beginning to look a lot more likely now.
Yeah, and this is sort of really turning into another one of the greatest finals ever, especially World Finals. We're sort of known for having the best ever finals.
Yeah, the World Finals are always terrific. They
Epic,
are.
I think the word is I'm going to use.
Without question. What is your favourite, actually?
The 2019 one really went a long way with me. It really did.
Farnsworth Cousins.
Yeah, it really was a phenomenal final. 6.5 hours of glorious pool. Standard was incredible. But when you get to the World Final standards, mate, what are we?
Oh, now then, Liam Dunster.
Well,
it's an interesting positional shot.
I do say things can always happen. I don't expect it to happen here, though. He'll still be taking this into the top right-hand pocket.
There's a little jump up off the shot there, wasn't there? Obviously not happy with something.
10 seconds.
It won't be the contact because he would have had it clean, so must have just not quite cued it how he expected to. He's knocked that in. Used the jaw to great effect with the cue ball as well. Liam Dunster levels the match at 2 sets apiece. We are heading now into the business end of this final.
Yeah, we're down to best of 3 sets now. It's going to be a really incredible finish. And both of these players still got incredibly focused. You know, they've played over 20 odd frames now, nearly 30. And it's an incredible standard. And like I said in the analysis bit, these guys have already played over 120 frames to get to this moment. It's phenomenal standard.
Well, ominous signs for Gareth Hibbott. Set number 4 was a perfect
Gareth Hibbott to break.
Set on the Dunster break.
2 sets ball.
Break dish, break dish, break dish.
What a break this is. Has he got a ball?
Yeah, he's got one.
It's a 2. Wow, I didn't think he was going to get one.
It was so quick, it had already dropped in by the time you said that.
Right.
Watch the... yeah, it was in the top centre pocket from that angle.
Wow.
Extension called.
Well, either way, he's got a ball. And now, looking at this, has he got an sort of opening red? I think...
well, he's got the one nearest the black. That will cut. There's no doubt about it. But you're right. It's come out a bit awkward, hasn't it? He's not quite on. If he was on the yellow just above the black to the left centre,
yeah,
then this would be fine. The fact that he can't get on that means that yellows are almost out of commission.
10 seconds.
Because that yellow is so awkward. It's the one on the left-hand side making it awkward.
Time's ticking down though. We've got 3 seconds, 2. He had to take that shot quickly. Yeah, so he's opted for the reds.
That's tremendous control there.
Yeah, it is. But where does this black go? Does it go into the bottom left? I think it does.
Well, actually...
that camera angle there doesn't really tell its tale.
I think it...
There's more of a gap in between that yellow and black
10 seconds.
than we actually think. He's trying to move it. He's not happy with it. And if it did go, it doesn't go now.
Yeah, I don't think that's as bad as necessarily it looks, because...
it goes in the right centre.
Exactly. It goes in the right centre. He can drop this one just below the baulk line into the top right. Take the other one in the baulk area. And as long as he comes down table and finishes pretty close to straight on what will be his last red, then this isn't a problem at all.
Now, one good positional shot here now. Needs to get on the cushion. Doesn't want it to leave it straight. Needs an angle. So he can just push it through and take the black into the right centre. And remember, Gareth, he's sort of been sat down in his chair for ages, admiring Liam in that 4th set.
Spot on that.
And look at this. He's put the white ball on like sixpence.
Yeah.
He really has.
It's absolutely spot on. He's got a choice of pockets. He could just drop it in, take it right centre. If he wants to play it with a bit more confidence, he could take it bottom right. Or he could put it right in the middle of the two.
In between, yeah. He'll be taking it bottom right.
He will now, yeah.
Absolutely.
The cue ball's going to hold on the yellow, so it's perfect.
Yeah, he'll be backing himself to pot this.
Ten seconds.
Yeah, you see it. It's just an incredible standard. It really is.
Gareth Hibbott takes the first frame in set number 5 of the Fair Professional World Pool Championship final. This is the one we've been waiting for. And haven't we been waiting a long time for it? It's been 2 years since John McAllister lifted that trophy. A lot has gone on in the world since then, but we are now back at the World Championships. It really has been a terrific week. And it's not over yet. Even after this final is over, it's not over yet. We've got 4 finals still to bring you tomorrow. The mixed doubles, the doubles, the seniors and the masters. There's still a few matches even now going on the outside tables.
Frame 2.
Yeah, it is.
Liam Dunster
It
to break.
really is.
Trailing 1 frame to 0. Time running.
So Liam, who's been breaking phenomenal, especially in that previous set. Can he continue
10 seconds.
this incredible standard? He's got a ball again. And look at the way these balls are just splitting. And like Dan says, he's found his break. He's found a working formula. And these reds, these seem to be like the ones he could take. I mean, he has got a sort of a... Could go for either of this colour set. Reds or yellows, depending on how he sort of sees it.
Yeah, it's a glorious split. It's actually quite difficult to find things to talk about when they're breaking this well.
Yeah, it makes our job easier, doesn't it? It really does.
It makes mine harder, I think.
Yeah.
10 seconds.
Yeah, here's the yellow. He's opted for these yellows. And I can understand that.
I mean, it was a coin toss. Just like this final, really. But if the breaks continue like these two, I'm going to refer to one of your phrases, they're throwing bombs at each other.
Yeah, and I only nicked that off somebody else. So, I think it works, and it is. They're just throwing it up at each other at every opportunity.
Yeah, it's actually been a little bit of a while since Liam Dunster's tasted victory. Wasn't? No, wait, grand finals.
No, it weren't the grand finals, unfortunately.
No, it wasn't, no.
But you're right.
It was the Iron Man.
It is a little bit.
Yeah, it is.
A while back, with more of a while back than he normally does.
For someone who's so
Back
used
in
to
November, but
yeah, for someone who's so used to regularly picking up titles, though,
yeah,
I think he was disappointed with his performance at the grand finals. You're right, he was. We were in the Isle of Man twice in a row, and that's where
right. Yeah.
the confusion comes in.
You're completely right. But you've got to look at the players that took the titles after him.
10 seconds.
They're in phenomenal form, and the strength in depth at the IPA is incredible. It really is.
Yeah. This is one of 2 possibilities, though, wasn't it? That for the dream final, for the final between the best players, and it was this or Liam versus Mark. The way that the draw panned out, those were the two options, and we are very fortunate to have this one.
Yeah, no offence to any of the other players really, and
10 seconds.
you know, having the number 1 seed, 2 seed if it was Mark, but Gareth Hibbott is in the form of his life. He might not admit it, but I can tell you he is. We've got stats all over about him. He's achieving this level week in, week out. And he just wants to keep winning trophies. He does. We're going to see a very much sort of move up the rankings now for Gareth Hibbott after this final.
10 seconds.
He's probably going to go up 2 or 3 places. And they're all calculated after this event. And again, Liam Dunster has got this cue ball on a piece of string. It is superb.
Just struggling to see
10
how
seconds.
anyone could possibly stop him when he's in form like this. But if there's anyone who can, he is sat in the chair opposite Liam right now. Gareth Hibbott is a force not to be reckoned with. It is the surely the unstoppable force against the immovable object, this match, isn't it?
Yeah, they're both superheroes. They really are. It's incredible. It really is. I mean, this standard, it can't continue like this, can it? I know we want it to, and the audience want it to, but they're just not budging from each other.
No.
They're really not.
No, it's
And they still both look like they've hardly had a frame. You know, they look so fresh. They look so focused. They're just so everything.
fresher than us.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. We haven't picked up a cue.
Another man looking fresh. Ben Taylor-Fuente, our referee.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great point. That is Ben Taylor-Fuente. You got to think about the amount of players, amount of frames the players have had. What about the amount of frames the referees have revved? Honestly, it's incredible standard.
Yeah.
And to keep that concentration.
All 4 of our team, Scott McMillan, Ben Taylor-Fuente, Darren Maidman and Brian Moss, have done a wonderful job here all week. Just as Gareth Hibbott has. Look at the yellows. The yellows are great. If the red goes in the centre, the reds might be as well.
Yeah, it's just that right hand side where them 2 yellows are, and it shouldn't prove a problem for Gareth. And again, you can't look at anything else but apart from Gareth clearing.
Extension call.
No, I'll be thoroughly disappointed if he doesn't. Does that? I say those yellows. He's having a very good look at that yellow in the left centre. Has the red just blocked the path to the pocket?
Yeah, I think it has. I think it really, really has.
If it has, then there might be a change of plan here for Gareth Hibbott. Yeah, I don't think that goes.
Yeah, I think if it goes in the far jaw.
Well, we're about to find out by the looks of it.
Yeah, well, that time is ticking down.
Oh, it flies in. What are we talking about?
Yeah.
Making us look silly.
Yeah, well, both of these players are making us look silly because they're playing in some exhilarating form.
Could be worse, could be playing them.
Yeah, that's a good point, Dan. It really is. I'll stay for in here. I'm going to stay in here, I think.
So how does Gareth Hibbott approach the trickiest yellow on the table, the one on the right-hand side? Is he just going to leave it to drop in down the rail?
Absolutely. Yeah. He knows he can put any ball on the table, and he just needs to believe in his ability, and he'll just trot that up into the top right-hand corner. I mean, look at that. That is pure precision. Leaving the correct angle to make sure you come off the cushion enough. Again, he's got to be a little bit careful because he needs to get down the table.
Yeah, like you say, he's got just enough angle that he doesn't have to worry about the centre pocket. He can play this with a
He can get the
little bit
white
of
off.
bottom right.
Yeah, he can get the white off the cushion easily, but he's got to get He's got like, I don't know, touched the jaw a little bit. He's missed. Oh, I thought he'd missed the pot. I saw it wobbling, and just as he sort of moved out of the way, I heard it drop. Wow, and I think he's on this yellow. Oh, is he?
Yeah, he is.
He's fine. Yeah, just composing himself. Don't think he's got all the ball, has he? Is he trying to spin it in a little bit? I don't know. Oh, there was a little bit of a spin there. Yeah, a little bit of drag and spin. Just directed it towards the pocket.
Yeah, still confidently done though, as was that, Gareth Hibbott. This black. And he continues what has so far been a perfect set of pool. 3 frames, 3 finishes directly from the break for these two warriors. Gareth Hibbott leading 2 frames to 1 in the 5th set.
Yeah, and that's all I've been watching these players do, is break and clearance. It's just becoming a habit for these two.
It's a way of life, I think.
Yeah, it seems to be.
Eat, sleep, dish, repeat.
Sounds like a great song. It really does.
Next up, Liam Dunster.
So, Dan, you've been watching, obviously, Liam, with this break. Can he continue this standard on this break? Don't look like it's ever going to end.
No, it's certainly been. It's been a lot better in the final than it was in the semi-final. I don't know if he's changed anything or whether it's just he's sprinkled some magic dust on the cue ball. He'll be hoping it doesn't wear off. It doesn't look like it's going to. It's another one. Oh my word. This is silly. Look at the reds. I know he doesn't have a starter, but there's just the black's in the centre of the table. He's nicely on a yellow. Away we go.
I can't believe what I'm seeing. I really can't. Keep using the word incredible, and that's all I can keep using.
I'll buy you a thesaurus for Christmas, mate.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Superb, magnificent, masterclass. Honestly, keep going.
We're going to go through the dictionary at this point.
We are.
There will be a twist at some point in this game, though. It can't keep going like this. There will be a twist of fate.
We want it to keep going like this. Of course we do. But we know there's going to be, sooner or later, there's going to be a bit of pressure. There's going to be something that might just go wrong.
It can't keep going like this. If it keeps going like this, I'm out of a job.
Yeah, exactly. You might as well just leave them to it. Yeah, just turn the lights off when you're done, lads.
Yep.
Great pot. Really confident pot, that is. Yes, it went in the far jaw, but it never looked like missing.
This is the last thing I can see that could possibly go wrong for Liam Dunster. He's right behind this shot. It's not particularly difficult, but it's just one of those ones that's a 9.9 rather than your flat 10 out of 10. He made it look like a 9.9. That was not heart of the pocket territory, was it?
No, it wasn't. But he's still at the table. You're going to have to peel him off this table. You really are.
There would have been a few players who, having seen that drop in that comfortably from Liam, there might have been a roll of the eyes or a little shake of the head. Gareth Hibbott sat stone-faced, just almost ready to pounce, just on the off chance that Liam makes some sort of mistake.
Looks very relaxed there, though. Gareth
10
Hibbott,
seconds.
former world champion, 2021 Champions Cup winner. He's got a chance of retaining that trophy. He has.
Yeah, 1 in 3 chance, essentially.
Yeah. These are two of the only players that's won the Champions Cup trophy. Is anybody going to budge them two off that? Well, it's who is going to win this trophy. This is the event we've got at the moment.
10 seconds.
I think he's okay. I think has he overrun it a little bit. I don't think it goes to the left centre. He wouldn't have all the pocket if it did.
I think, to be honest, if he wasn't confident on the pot, it's actually easy enough to play it into the left centre off the red. You'd have to catch that red very thick for it not to go in.
10 seconds.
He's having a look, so either it goes straight or he feels like there's enough pocket if he clips off it. He's clipped off it, and it's just dropped. That was very close.
Well, he's continuing this perfect record. I mean, he's nowhere near
Look at
got
this.
a whole pocket.
Oh.
Well, yeah, and just when we thought there could have been an error, there isn't.
I said Gareth might have been ready to pounce. I bet there was a spring in his heels when he saw that black almost stay up. It didn't though, and we're still on for the perfect set. Break dish, times 4.
Jeez, unbelievable! It's 2-all, 2-all. Stat has come up again.
Yep, double Desmond.
Frame 5. Gareth Hibbott to break. Scores are tied, 2 frames all. Time running.
Surely this isn't dry. Surely this isn't dry. Liam Dunster, this is your moment.
You see that one pop out of me. I heard something sort of hit a pocket. Yeah, it hit the jaw. That yellow.
It's not very nice though, is it?
No,
It's kind of, it's almost a mirror image. When you look at it on the overhead, you've got the big line of reds in the top half and the big line of yellows in the bottom half. You've got one isolated red, one isolated yellow, and one of each in the middle.
Yeah, I wonder if is he going to try and get that ball out straight away on these.
He's got to go yellows.
Yeah.
If he gets this out first shot, then well,
Big shot.
They're there for the taking. He's missed it. He's missed the ball completely. Wow.
Yeah.
And that's a huge error because that leaves yellow open for Gareth.
Yeah, he does. I mean, look at this miss. He's not even close to the pot, really. I think he's concentrating so much on getting the yellow out, he's took his eye off the pot.
You say that, but he's actually caught it thick.
Yeah, he has. Yeah.
And the fact that he's caught it thick has meant he's missed that cannon completely. If he'd missed it thin, I'd sort of understand what you're saying, but I don't think. I think because he's hit it thick, it's just an error.
Yeah, and it just makes you wonder if we're going to start seeing a bit of a dent in the armoury. You know, is it going to start having a couple of mistakes here and there? I mean, it had to happen because the standard they've been playing it is phenomenal. It really is.
There's no guarantee, though, for Gareth Hibbert that this yellow comes out nicely. Just as there wasn't for Liam Dunster when he attempted it. It's all going to be about that yellow in this clearance. All the others go. So he needs to find an angle really from his next shot, just so that he's still got some options available if it goes wrong.
Yeah, he does. But as you said, Dan, it is not easy.
I don't think that's the one. I think he was hoping for a fuller contact on the yellow he's run into, so that he had the angle on the yellow to the right centre.
Yeah, possibly.
He's going to start running out of yellows soon. He doesn't want to leave that till last.
No, he's trying to get an angle. He's
That's
got
better.
A very similar one to the one that Liam had. I think he's Can he get straight into it? Because what he don't want to do is come off the cushion, what he's pointing at now. Because that means the yellow could stick to the red.
I think he does. I think if he could get the cue ball into the gap, that biggest gap between those sort of two sets of reds, and if he could hit the back of the red there, he's bound to come back out.
Well, he's made his mind up.
My word, that was wild.
Yeah, he didn't have it. He's left another angle.
He has. But he's seriously running out of options. Has he tried to screw into this from the side, right?
Yeah, that's what I mean. I didn't think it was on.
Oh.
Yeah, he tried to play off 2 cushions.
I sort of think you've got to go in behind. If you catch the right hand red next to the yellow thin off the cushion first, that's the best way to get it out.
He's come this far now. He's really digging the clearance out here. And this is, well,
he's got nothing.
No,
he's got nothing at all.
He's got a pot in the bottom left-hand corner, but
he can't go anywhere from it.
No, he could probably cover the bottom pocket, but I don't think that's going to benefit him at all.
Does he think he can? Maybe. I mean, he can hit a fair chunk of this yellow.
10 seconds.
If he hits it, does it go off the cushion and end up somewhere, or is he just trying to cover?
Foul.
Oh, he potted it.
It goes.
Did I hear the word foul? I did.
Time out.
He must have caught the red first.
Wow.
Let's have a look.
Time running.
He tried it. He must have tried this with loads of side.
Wow, how close is that? That's unbelievable.
Like a cigarette paper, he's caught that red.
No. Is this a twist?
Eagle-eyed spot by the referee. You could only just see that on the camera.
10 seconds.
Yeah, and we've had a replay to see it. We never saw it the first time.
I would hope he's better positioned than us in that regard, mind you.
We've got eagle eyes all over on this table. We've got 6 pictures of the table.
You can only look at one at a time, though, Mark.
Well, we've got 2 eyes.
Liam Dunster is back at the table. This could be his chance to steal a set. This, by rights, should be Gareth Hibbert's set. It's Gareth Hibbert's break. We've gone on the serve, as it were, throughout this entire match. Liam Dunster may well have the chance to upset that pattern.
Yeah, we've seen more errors from these 2 players in this frame than we have in the last 2 sets. That's some statistic in it. It really is.
Yep.
10 seconds.
One each.
I was just having a look back
It's only
through
one
my
each.
notes.
It's only one each.
All it says is break dish, reverse dish, break dish, break dish.
Running out of ink.
It's remarkable. And the fact that that's been the form of these 2 players means that a frame like this, a frame where not everything goes perfectly, not everything goes to plan, it holds that much more significance.
Creeping a little bit more out of position, but he should be okay. Should be able to hold this.
You can really feel the tension ratcheting up on these 2 players.
And if it's not heating up now, it will be doing. If Liam takes this next set, well, this set should I say, and then gets close in the next one. Just dropping it in, didn't want to be straight, left a perfect angle. Just done this down the centre of the table.
Ten seconds.
He's playing off the cushion. He had a lovely angle just to come off that cushion. He's got another angle on this red here. Again, he doesn't have to do a lot with it if he doesn't want to. Just roll it through for the black in the opposite corner. Well, Liam, try and get on this to make it as easy as possible. He's just keeping it very simple. And if that's not as easy as possible, then I'm not sure what is.
Just a trace of running side. Leaves Liam Dunster this black for a mini break. It's there. Liam Dunster will have the chance to win this set. Gareth Hibbott will have to hope in potentially the final frame, in the next frame, that Liam Dunster can't clear the table from his break. Let's take another look at this foul. This is so close.
I mean, this is the third time I've looked at it now, and that's the first time I've seen it. Yeah, incredible.
I'll get you some glasses to go with your thesaurus for Christmas.
Well, I was so admiring the pot and the yellow. It sort of I'm going to say, I couldn't believe it. It was a shock.
Liam almost stands completely still as he waits for the balls to be racked.
Frame 6.
As I said that,
Liam Dunster to
he starts fidgeting.
Within 3 frames to 2. Time running.
Huge break now for Liam Dunster.
And he must be putting this cue ball in the exact position every time. And not just the exact position, he's hitting it with the same power every time. Phenomenal skill.
10 seconds.
Phenomenal.
How's this one? It's a bit more. It was never going to be easy, was it? The way that the balls have fallen this time for Liam are awkward. He has work to do. It's the first time on his break in probably 6-7 frames. He's going to have to really work for this finish.
Extension call.
That said, they're there. He's got to take the reds. The control that they afford over the bottom right corner of the table gives him a chance if something goes awry. Well, does the red nearest that racking line pass into the bottom right? It does. Chance to break things out early doors. It's pretty good. One plant, and these are all there.
Yeah, that one shot. It's just open up 2 balls and open up these reds.
Ten seconds.
It's perfection. He's straight enough on the left hand of the 2 reds in the bottom half of the table. He can just stun this in, bring the cue ball back a touch, leave himself in the gap for the other red. And then one good shot to get himself back up table, and that's frame and set in all likelihood.
Yeah, well, there's your gap dam, and just one good positional shot here. I mean, he could play the red into the top left-hand corner. Or he could try and get a little bit closer to him and play one of them in the middle. All depends on the angle he's got here.
10 seconds.
Again, just a red ball, probably a little bit off straight. But it's not going to cause him any problem.
He does make it look so simple. He does make it look so simple. There will be people sat in their sofas watching this going,
10 seconds.
Yeah, but this was an easy finish. But he just does it so consistently. You don't see players go this long without making a mistake ever, really. If he gets this, this will be his 6th dish in a row from his break. That's 2 full sets.
Yeah, that's some going. It really is.
What can Gareth Hibbott can't play against that? No one in the world can play against that.
10 seconds.
Gareth's got to hope that Liam loses something in these what will likely be these final 2 sets. He's got to hope that he loses a bit of focus, that the nerves start to creep up on him. That he sees the winning line. Because at the moment, Liam Dunster looks absolutely unstoppable. That black drops in, that's the set. It's 3-2 to Liam. 2 sets on the bounce for the Scotsman. Put him 1 away from his maiden World Championship crown.
Yeah, and Liam, he's decided to stay in his seat. Gareth Hibbott, he's taking a little comfort break now. He sort of feels like this is the time just to sort of just nip off and go and get a bit of time to himself, just try and reflect on what's going off and try and reset. But Liam Dunster is 1 set away from being the Fair.com IPA World Champion. It's going to be the first ever time he's going to pick up the trophy. 4 frames away in the set from picking it up. Can he manage to get over the line?
It's a trophy that he wants so badly. I remember he won the Masters, the IPA Masters in Savannah's a few years back, and his interview afterwards, he essentially said, well, the world's is next, isn't it? He wasn't able to complete that prophecy. John McAllister stole that away from him. Can he finally, 2 years later, complete that job?
Well, I mean, as we can see there, the way that he's so focused, sat in that chair, just waiting for Gareth to return to this arena. Does he want? I don't think he wants this to go down to a deciding set. I'm sure all the audience watching at home, all the audience watching here, they all want it to go to a deciding set.
Yeah, he definitely doesn't.
That's us being selfish about, you know, we want more, chanting we want more, we want more. But yeah, Liam Dunster, he looks so focused. Can he get the job done?
Either of these two still have a chance of giving us an encore tomorrow, I believe. I think Liam is still in the doubles competition. I may be wrong. He was earlier when he looked. Yep.
Yeah, doubles, mixed doubles,
and the mixed doubles. Whereas
Gareth's in the Masters, the seniors, the doubles, the mixed.
He's not in the. He didn't enter the doubles.
Yeah.
Which is probably good for our schedulers, because they'd have had a hard time if he was in every event.
Yeah.
But he is still in the mixed doubles. I think he's in the semi-finals of the Masters and the quarter-finals of the seniors. That man has a lot of pool still to play this weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, a lot of that pool's going to be played tomorrow. We're going to be live on the BBC, back on the BBC at 4 PM tomorrow with every final of them remaining events. So Liam Dunster breaking in this set, like you've already mentioned, Dan. All he's got to do is sort of hold serve here, and he will be the 2022 IPA World Champion.
He's dished his last 6 breaks, Liam Dunster.
10 seconds.
Could this be number 7? I don't think it's going to be. Oh, there's a yellow right at the last. It could be. But it's even more awkward than the previous split. Look at the top and bottom of the table, the left and right from our main camera. Both sides, there's a red and a yellow stuck together, with no obvious way, no immediately obvious way of dislodging them. Work to be done for the Scotsman. He shakes his head. If he doesn't know, then what chance has the rest of us got?
Won't be any. Well, he's trying to work out how he can get control of this.
10 seconds.
Every frame in this set is key for Liam Dunster. And we've seen a containing shot. He feels that this is the opportunity now to try and tie things up. Feels like he's one set ahead now. And is he trying to push Gareth? Is this the start of the tactical mind games where he's trying to push him into pushing and trying to achieve to get it to a deciding set?
Dangerous.
10 seconds.
Dangerous tactic to leave Gareth Hibbott choice of colour. But Gareth's going to throw it right back at him. That's how tight this frame is. Neither of them ready to commit to potting anything just yet. And the further they push everything away, the more isolated that black ball becomes, the more difficult that becomes later on in the frame, right in the middle of that top cushion.
10 seconds.
Yep, and he'll be just nestling up behind this yellow. Well, the yellow or the red. He's left this red on. I think it goes down the cushion into the far right hand pocket, which he could take on if he wants, but
I just wonder if Gareth could be really clever here. I wonder if there's a way that he could cover the pocket with that red, but not leave Liam a shot at it.
10 seconds.
Just touch him up to the yellow.
well, we were looking, trying to get a ball out. The time's ticking down. 2. Played
That's
it well.
a really good shot.
Yeah, it is. A very clever shot and under shot clock pressure as well.
Because red's a huge favourite now, and it's going to be very difficult for Liam Dunster to put Gareth Hibbott in a spot where he can't see any of them. There's only one problem red on the table now. There's only really one problem area on the table now.
Yeah, and now Liam, he's going to be trying to tuck him on this top cushion. Got to say that's a little bit loose. Yeah, he's got a bit of a Chinese snooker going on top of the black.
I do wonder if he was playing for the Chinese snooker there.
Well, I think he was more playing for the side of the black probably.
Yeah. Are you saying that I'm giving Liam Dunster too much credit?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, to get a Chinese, these players, I mean, they're machines if they're playing shots like that. And I wouldn't be surprised, Dan, if he was trying to play that. Well, he hasn't got it.
He can cut this yellow into the right centre. He's not going to. He's just tying things back up.
Yeah.
The way this is going, this frame could be longer than some of the sets.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think this is what this finals lacked slightly, mind you, actually. It needs something like this. It needs a tactical frame. It can't just be all about the break. It's got to be about someone forcing someone else into a mistake.
Time out.
Never a
Touching
clever
ball.
shot, though.
Time running.
No, I don't think he's called touching ball. So, these reds are, like you said, Dan, they're sort of edging out a little bit.
The yellows could, though. Gareth could knock that yellow out and leave the cue ball right in between red and
10
cushion.
seconds.
It's touchy, but it would bring another colour set into play. Using every second available to him there, Gareth Hibbert. Just the 1 second left on the shot clock when he took that shot.
Yeah, sort of, twice definitely in the last couple of shots. There's 2 or 1 seconds left, and again, he's still got that white ball in control. Even under the shot clock pressure, he's still playing these amazing shots. Yeah, there don't seem to be a lot of travelling or anything, but he's keeping it tight.
Time out.
That's good from Liam. That's such a deft touch.
It's not touching again.
I think Gareth could probably just put him back in that spot, play off off the red.
Yeah, it's a delicate little touch though.
Between the two of them, they've developed this area in the bottom right-hand corner now. And all there is left, really,
Time out.
to stop them.
That's touching ball this time. No,
No, it
it's
isn't.
not. Just when I thought it was, and
I don't actually think it would have made that much difference, honestly.
I just saw it sort of roll back onto it, so I thought it had to be. What a delicate little touch there.
Time out.
What a great camera angle there
Time running.
from our regular camera person, Neil, doing a grand job with all these hours of coverage that we've took over today. Been an incredibly tough day, but hope everyone has enjoyed every frame. We're not coming down to the end of it yet.
Just to clarify, you said enjoyed and not endured.
Did I? Enjoying.
I just want to make sure.
Enjoying. Yeah, I think it was a bit of a
Okay.
abbreviated word, isn't it? The way.
Just wanted to double check.
Yeah. But again, this cat and mouse is continuing.
It's interesting. At some point, one of them's got to blink. Is this the moment for Liam Dunster? This is the first time he's had a pot to look at.
10 seconds.
It's the red and yellow on the left-hand side.
Yeah, well, that shot clock ticking down again. 3, 2, 1. Oh, that was incredibly close again. He must have been looking at that shot clock.
He just wants to give you something to get excited about.
But once again, not flustered by it. Gareth, no doubt, he's going to be using all this shot clock up.
10 seconds.
Yeah, the 10-second call there. Just tapping it. Oh, this is probably the most loose shot that I've seen.
I don't see an end to this.
Well, there's got to be.
I'm becoming slightly concerned.
Somebody will push this very soon.
Can someone send tea and biscuits?
10 seconds.
Is anybody about?
Yeah, anyone around? Coffee, preferably. Milk and 2. Latte, if you're feeling generous.
Did you get a walkie-talkie?
I should have done. Should have done.
On the radio.
I don't know who I would ask, but
Absolutely. But how is this frame going to evolve? It's going to be
10 seconds.
now then, Gareth Hibbott has decided enough is enough.
Yeah, but he wanted to get that red out. Watch this. He put the red just above it without the yellow. Just wanted to flick it out.
Ridiculously close. The one advantage Gaz has now, even though he hasn't got that red out, now that he is reds, he can formulate a coherent plan. Up to that point, up to the point the colours were decided, they were just sounding each other out. There was no hint that the frame was going to move forward in any way.
Yep.
Now we're going to see some... We're still going to see some tactics. Is this a plan? Is he going to cover this pocket?
Yeah, he is.
Now then.
I think what's most interesting about this, Dan, is both of these players now have used their extensions early on in this frame. So now they're both going to be under shot clock pressure, playing 30 seconds a shot, and they're going to have to sort of get a decision early on what they're going to do.
10 seconds.
I don't think... He can't go game, Gareth, can he? Is he just nudging this red out? Is he going for the double?
He is.
Did he want the double? Did he want the cover?
Well, I think with the pace he's played that, he's not played that at pocket weight. If he'd have played it at pocket weight, he would, he had more chance of covering the pocket.
So he's going for these then. If he's gone for that double, then he's going for these. So he's obviously thinking he can break out the red on the right-hand side, and he can play a skill shot on the one on the left. I did just see him lining that up with the cue.
Yep. I think both of these shots with middles, it's not. I don't think he's got an angle here though.
No, that's not the one. He wanted the angle here. He hasn't got it. It's time to bring out the big book of IPA cliches. He's putting all his eggs in one basket.
Yeah, but it's the first frame of this
10 seconds.
6th set.
Oh, nice. Nicely played off the yellow. Doesn't really help him with the angle.
No.
He's playing the skill shot now, is he? He's got to.
You don't have to. But you feel he's come this far. What else has he got on?
I don't see... if he plays the skill shot now, at least he's got something to try and move that other red.
10 seconds.
If he doesn't play it now, then when? Unless he can try and do it as a combination and play the skill shot and open up the red.
Yeah, 2, 1. Just in enough time, and that's probably the first time we've seen him under a little bit of shot clock pressure where he's not played the actual shot he wanted to play. But look what he's done. He's tied up another yellow. Yes, he can get this yellow out at this opportunity, but I don't think Liam wants to tackle the yellow ball off this table.
The reds are nowhere at the moment.
10 seconds.
Liam can just force Gareth to open up his own balls and not leave him a shot at anything.
What a clever shot that is from Liam Dunster. Where does he find these shots from? He creates the yellow, goes up to the corner pocket. Obviously wanted to cover that top corner pocket, but hasn't, but also got the snooker behind the yellow. Incredible shot.
We talk about the shot of the tournament, and it's normally something incredible like a skill shot or, you know, coming round off the cushion and potting a ball. That is well up there for a shot of the tournament contender. He's drawn the foul, and he's done it in just every part of that shot was meticulously planned in 30 seconds, and it's perfect, and it's probably won him the frame.
Yep, he's got this one free shot, one visit.
This is going to really drain Gareth.
Shot clock's going to be ticking down, look. So.
Time running.
Yeah, he knew. So, 5 seconds now. He ain't got much time to make a decision. He's trying to get both out here. But has he welded on that? Can he get through?
I don't think he can see the one over the pocket.
He's only got the cut back then.
Maybe he can. There's a bit more of a gap between those two balls than I thought.
Yeah, and there's no point of going for this one in the bottom left-hand corner because I don't think he can get position on anything else after it. But, oh, he can obviously get through.
He can see this.
10 seconds.
Yeah, cleanly.
Perhaps a touch fortunate, but on the other hand, would have been incredibly unlucky had he finished that tight to that red.
Yeah, and you saw him sort of rush round there, didn't you? He had a little bit of concern.
Ten seconds.
Greatly positioned white ball there. Really is.
Just feel like
10 seconds.
The way that he's gone about this frame, Liam Dunster has activated his kill switch. He's turned from a dishing machine into someone who's prepared to grind out and do everything they can to win a game. It's just starting to feel not necessarily like the writing's on the wall for Gareth Hibbott, but certainly that someone's just preparing to start writing.
Yeah, just looking at the total time for the match clock, we're just reaching just over 4 hours now. It's been an incredible standard. Some of these players have been playing for this long.
Not the best shot there from Liam.
I'll say 4 hours, it's 3 hours, isn't it?
I did wonder.
Yeah, I did. I've got that wrong, haven't I?
I was going to say, this
3 hours.
I know time flies when you're having fun, but
yeah, it's 3 hours. I do apologise.
Liam's a bit thin on this yellow. He's still got plenty of options. He could run into it. He could drift past it. He could... Well, actually, those are probably his 2 options.
Time's ticking down again, though.
If he hits it, doesn't want to hit it like half ball or something.
Don't want to hit it hard either.
Drifted past. Lovely shot.
Beautiful positional shot. Appreciated dirt by the crowd. It's been an incredible frame. It really has.
This black to give Liam Dunster the first frame. Set number 6.
Frame.
Set number 5. 6. It is 6. In it goes. Remarkable. Well, that was an experience.
Yeah, it was, but you just saw these players, they haven't just sort of got, they're just not potting machines. They've got a B game as well, a very good tactical game between them. You know, if it's been called into action, it's the first sort of, you know, time that we've seen it happen.
The one good news for Gareth is that that frame wasn't on his break. That's not a break of serve, if you like. It's just
Frame 2.
it's just one frame that Gareth will have expected Liam to win.
Time running.
He needs to stop him though. Liam only needs to. Liam's got 2 more breaks in this set yet. Cue ball flirted with that top left pocket, but it sprang back out before anything could knock it in.
Yeah, and you saw him just sort of raise his hand up and apologising to Liam.
Extension
Bit of good
call.
fortune.
It's a lot of good fortune. Look at the table. Look at the reds.
Yeah, they're not bad. They're not bad at all.
That red near the top left, the one that's right over the pocket, or looks like it's right over the pocket, it's just out of the pocket on the left-hand side enough that it's not an easy plant with the one that's along the rail. So he's got to go back for that first. He's overrun that, I think.
I think it's okay. I do.
Well, he's got a big
Only
target to
just.
hit, hasn't he? He doesn't have to hit that flush. He can even hit the cushion first. So I think it's fine. Wants to be on the one on the rail next shot. He swerved it. I'm surprised he swerved it.
Yeah, it's not gone right, but it means he's rerouting. He's still got a chance at these.
Is he still on that one? Is he still on the one on the top rail? If not, is he on the one near the pocket? If he could play that with a load of left-hand side, he could
10
probably
seconds.
Shot clock ticking down again.
hold the
Already
cue
used
ball
his
on the yellow.
Yeah, he's already used his extension as well.
That
He's
is
missed the pot.
just a fraction wide. Things are starting to unravel for Gareth Hibbott. He went into the break 2 frames to 1 ahead. Since then, it has been one-way traffic.
10 seconds. Extension called.
It's not necessarily a fatal miss in this frame. Liam does have a lot of work to do. You almost feel like, given the last frame, Liam might continue to weave his tactical magic. Does this yellow pass?
10
If not, is he just trying to get the pocket? Oh, it passes. Tried the skill shot. Great effort. He had to really get some action on the cue ball with this shot.
Yeah, he only just missed this red as well. I mean, he's not got all the pocket there. Had to put it in the bottom part of that pocket.
It's a phenomenal effort, that.
Yeah, it is. He's still going to have that problem though with that yellow ball glued to that side cushion.
10 seconds.
I mean, the ones on the left-hand side, they've got their own problems, but he's going to be looking at going for these. So he's going to be dropping this in probably in the top left, then he'll leave himself an angle.
I'd be tempted
in the
to
right middle.
I'd be tempted to take the plant now, because if you took the plant now, you could get the cue ball back into a similar position to where it is now, but it means you're getting rid of a problem later on with these two yellows.
Yeah,
10
it
seconds.
will be.
Ooh, this needs to hold up.
Well,
It's actually probably perfect for Liam, isn't it? He can play the skill shot now from the yellow to the right centre. He may not be on anything particularly nice next up, but I don't really see what choice he's got.
I'm just wondering how close he is
10
to this
seconds.
yellow. This is tricky. 10 seconds has been called.
Oh, he's far enough away that he can play this.
He's under a bit of shot clock pressure. Just had a quick glance over it then. Down to 1 second. He's not perfect.
I don't know what he's going to do with that one on the rail mark.
No, he's tried to leave himself an angle, but because he was under shot clock pressure, we're starting to see it getting a bit edgy out there now. And this table isn't playing very nice at the moment. It's sort of tightened up a bit.
Yeah, this feels like a momentum shift, potentially. Liam's got to take a double on. That is, for me, not a pleasant angle at all.
No, this could be the biggest shot of the match.
It's so close to the cushion that the risk of a double kiss is massive. It's probably thin enough that he can avoid that, but he's going to have to play this with some pace. That's not there, is it?
No. Only just missed.
Just off the jaw, but what a table for Gareth Hibbott to come to. I said this felt like a momentum shift. Could this be the moment for Gareth Hibbott to hurt Liam Dunster for the first time in a little while? Because this finish, as long as Gareth Mopley's up, this will hurt Liam Dunster. Liam was in control of this frame. He knows he should have taken these out.
Yep, so this sort of mid-range pot to the bottom right corner to level the frames up in this thick set.
Nerveless from Gareth Hibbott. He may have been there and done it all, but he still wants to do it again. He levels the set. Similarly, I said at the end of that previous tactical frame that it wasn't such bad news for Gareth because it was on the Dunster break. I wonder whether Liam feels the same way about that frame. Okay, he's lost the frame, but he's still in command in this set. He hasn't lost his own break. You know, that was in his head a frame that he could probably expect Gareth to win.
Yeah, he was. Well, like you said, it's going to be Liam to break next, but he'd have loved to have been going to the table, breaking 2-0 ahead. But he's not. He's at 1 frame each. And we've started to see the table playing a little bit more difficult.
Liam Dunster to break.
Who is going to be able to overcome this?
Time running. Ten seconds.
We're dry. Things are changing. But it's such a... It's not the best of splits, is it?
It's not. It's not at all.
Yellows aren't bad. If you can open up that bottom right-hand corner, Does that yellow pass in there and open it up?
Extension.
Does that yellow think passes in the top right-hand corner? But it's about the opening pot on it.
I agree. The opening pot is horrible. The two yellows that are together, I just wonder if you catch that top one full, whether that springs into the right centre pocket.
Yeah, will it do? Well, it'll be canning into that red, and that red will be going into the yellows and making a bit of a mess down there.
I just don't see another way he can be reds, unless he's got enough of a gap for that one in the middle. This is the one he's going for. This is a massive shot. It was tight. It wasn't a big pocket. If anything, it was a smaller pocket.
Yeah, it was.
Again, Gareth Hibbott failing to capitalise on Liam Dunster's dry break. Liam leaving them awkward, doing Gareth no favours at all. But he faces similar problems to those that were faced by Hibbott.
Open table, yes.
I still think yellows is probably the colour, but it's not really a starter.
10 seconds.
He's got to play right. He's playing this red. He's got one of the two tricky reds. Is he playing this as a double now? If he is he guaranteed to come out on anything?
Yeah, unless he can play the double and go through the gap of them two yellows. I don't think it's...
Quite a thin window, that, isn't it?
Yeah, very thin. And then you'd be running into the other yellow as well. Is he going to be ultra attacking?
He's got through the gap and he's made the double. That's a wonderful shot. The cue ball control here, the pace control as well, is exceptional. You hit that much harder, you flick off that yellow, you're in no man's land.
Yeah, and that red drops into the heart of the pocket.
Still thin on this red though.
Yeah, thin. Needs to find another window. He needs to find a gap. That clock's ticking down. The both user extensions again. Canning into balls. It's not gone right.
No, I think that was controlled. I think he was trying to open everything up in the same shot. He knew he wasn't able to get through that gap between the yellows. So he chanced his arm a little there, did Liam. It hasn't worked out. And I bet
10 seconds.
Gareth Hibbott's heart rate has just bumped up a notch. Because that red is in an awful position. Will it double? Is it far enough away from the yellow? It might be, you know. It's very close. I mean, there's
10 seconds.
Millimetres. Less than millimetres.
Clock ticking down again. He's missed it on the... No, he hasn't.
Wow.
I think he's going to have to play a plant, is he? Can he come off the cushion though, can't he?
Oh, it doesn't matter, does it? The plant's easy. I mean,
yeah, but the white ball's travelling away from...
He's going to have a red over the pocket. He's got to play the plant, surely.
Well,
if he's not...
He'll come off the cushion.
Yeah. Either
10
way.
seconds.
He can get straight through to it, look.
Oh.
It was easy.
Anticlimax?
Yeah, the way that sort of noticed that when he started queuing up to it. Again, it's going with serve. I've had a bit of a first chance in this, but it was a horrible chance.
Liam's had a little bit of run as well, leaving that able to be doubled.
10 seconds.
Yeah, a little bit.
That could be such a pivotal moment in the story of this World Championship final.
Yeah, but he's still got to keep his concentration at the high level that he has been doing. He's still with this black, he's going to be still 2 frames away in this set of taking the world title.
And that is what he is. He is 2 frames away from the World Championship. Liam Dunster leads Gareth Hibbott in the 6th set by 2 frames to 1. Really starting to feel the tension build in the room. It's always going to, as soon as one or both players starts getting close to that winning line. Gareth Hibbott. Every break now, for Gareth especially,
Frame 4.
is crucial.
Gareth Hibbott to break.
He can't afford to lose this frame. He can't afford to give Liam Dunster 2 breaks to win the world title.
No, you can't.
It's the cue ball. It's knocked in a red.
And that was flying in the
It
left
was
centre.
well on its way.
And you say that Liam had a little bit of luck. I think that's a little bit of run as well. Let's watch this again. He might have just missed it, but
Extension cool.
he was going dangerously close to it. He's looking at yellows here, I think.
Making a ball on the break is great news for Gareth Hibbott, but it's not the end of the story. That red and yellow over on the right hand side, does that yellow pass into the right centre? It certainly would at the moment, with that yellow right next to the pocket, making a big pocket for it. But I don't think Gaz has really got another shot other than the one that's over the pocket now anyway.
10 seconds.
Yep, that's all right. I mean, I think that yellow does pass the red into the right centre, so he'll be taking this in the top half of the table.
Yeah, I mean, if it does, this is a very presentable opportunity.
10 seconds.
Yeah, he's made his decision. He's sort of made sure he's making the right decision and taking them yellows. Just dropping that in. I don't think it's here a little bit short of pace. I don't think so. This is the angle he wanted to leave. So the one in the right centre next, and then he can drop on that other one in the right centre. And then the one below the black, just drop that in the bottom left-hand corner. Key positional shot, this one. Looks pretty good.
Yeah, this looks fine.
Picking up the pace a little bit now.
Confidently stunned in as well. There's not a huge amount of pocket when you're playing it at that pace.
This is a time when you need an extra spring in your step. It really is. It's how these players do it. They're playing for this many hours. It's black. There you see it. The concentration levels are phenomenal. Really are.
It's another break dish. It's another break dish.
At this stage of the match as well.
It's just an incredible final this has been. The standards have been unbelievable. Liam Dunster and his supporters in the crowd will be desperate for this to be the last set. Everyone at home watching and everyone else in the arena will be hoping for just one more. But we are going to need a mistake, a dry break, something going awry for Liam Dunster
Frame 5.
for us to get that final
Dunster
set
to break. Score
decider.
time, 2 frames all. Time running.
Is this the break? His last one was dry.
The tension has stepped up a bit. It must have.
10 seconds.
It's certainly not dry. It's unbelievable. It's just about that red next to the black.
Yeah, and if he did opt for a yellow, look at that yellow in the top right-hand corner. You're right, it's got to be reds. He's got a red over in that area. They can either bump it out. I think it's going to need bumping out unless he takes it in the bottom or the top pocket.
Well, there's a big shot first up. The red to the left of the black. He could... There are so many options, but the red to the left of the black. If he stuns that and stuns the cue ball into the black, that would open everything up with his first shot.
Yeah, it would, but I don't think Liam Dunster is going to be canning into any balls at all. He don't want anything to go wrong. I think he's just going to be playing it through, making sure he gets on reds. He's going to take it now.
Yeah, he's got a huge pocket. Massive margin for error up in that top right.
And these reds, this is going to be looking like another break and clearance. I mean, again, I know obviously we're still 6 reds away. And the black, I'm getting one. Just clip that red. I don't think he wanted to clip that red.
No.
I mean, I don't think it's going to be a problem. He'd love that because now he's opened up that pocket for the yellow. So if there is an error creeping in, it's open the yellows up for Gareth.
10 seconds.
Shot clock, you could see, ticking down again.
Found that gap between the two yellows nicely. Doesn't have to take that one, mind. Probably best to leave that to his last ball.
Ten seconds.
Key positional shot coming up then. Doesn't have too much to do. Anywhere close to the top cushion will be enough for Liam Dunster. Not too close. Wants a little bit of angle.
10 seconds.
So he can drift back off it. That's the one.
Yeah, it means that Gareth Hibbott, if Liam just pot these final 3 balls, he's going to be needing the remaining 2 frames in this set to take us to a deciding set.
10 seconds.
This is it. Liam Dunster moves 1 frame away from the fair Professional World Championship. He takes a swig of water. He sits in his seat. He hopes for a dry break from Gareth Hibbott. He hopes for 1 chance in this next frame. If not, he'll have to do it all himself. But as we've seen, he is very capable of doing that. 3-2.
Frame 6. Gareth Hibbott to break. Trailing 3 frames to 2. Time running.
Gareth Hibbott breaking to stay in the match.
Well, he's got a ball. He's not out of this match yet.
He's not. Does the red near the cue ball
these
pass to the top right?
Awkward.
If that passes, I don't think they're that awkward. But if he's got pocket, he certainly hasn't got a full one.
He's looking now. I don't think it goes. But Gareth's had a really good look at it now. But he's going to have a ball. He's going to have a chance of getting a red and getting some movement in that corner. He's took his extension, so he feels like that he can clear him at this opportunity.
It must be really close. He's taking a look at that red 2 or 3 times now.
Well, the way he's played that, I think this, does it, I mean, looking at that angle there, I mean, we're not going to know. There's only Gareth that knows.
Never seen you so unsure of yourself.
Yeah, well, we're just going to see the way that he sort of plays this now. Now he's going to either open up that pocket or just land on that red. Taking his time again, down to his final 5 seconds.
Needs a bounce.
You're right, Dan. You've nailed this right from the very off. He is right behind it, exactly where he needs it. And will it go in? It's going to have to come off the top jaw.
Yeah. He doesn't have to do too much with this. He's got to screw it back a bit. But the way he's positioned himself there is perfect.
He's going to be reaching over, needs to watch his shirt on that yellow. That clock's ticking down again. Already taken his extension. So, yeah.
And it goes off the jaw, but it was controlled. And Gareth Hibbott, 4 reds and a black, that all go away from taking us to a deciding frame in what could be the penultimate set, could be the last set. It's all surely now going to be down to Liam Dunster.
So one good positional shot required, just dropping that one in. He's only got to drop these 2 in these bottom corners, but he needs to keep this concentration going. These are look relatively easy on your TV screen. Yes, they are, but one lack of concentration. They could go wrong. He's okay. Has he got a little bit of a nice angle here? I think he's okay. I think he can just pinch enough for the pocket.
It's a little straight, isn't it?
Yeah, a little bit straighter than he wanted, but when you look at it, he can pinch a bit of this pocket. Again, concentration needed. Just nothing untoward, nothing risky. And this simple black, it's 3-3. This is our first 3-3 in a set.
Over to you, Liam Dunster. Over to you. Gareth Hibbott has held up his end of the bargain. He's kept himself alive. Liam Dunster has dished, I think, 7 of his last 8.
Wow. Incredible standard. I mean, Gareth, he must be up there with some of the numbers as well. He must be like 4 or 5.
Oh, comfortably, yeah.
And now, Liam Dunster, this is a chance he's been waiting for all of his career. He's 1 frame away from being the 2022 Fair.com IP8 World Champion. He just needs 1 good break. He's been getting good breaks all night. Is it going to continue?
Frame 7.
Well, a good percentage of them anyway, Dan.
Break. Scores of time. 3 frames all. Time running.
Yeah, Liam's broke very, very well all evening long. But none of them matter now as much as this one.
But you can hear a pin drop in the arena. He's got that middle ball again. Seems to be getting that regular, and that yellow in the top corner. First glance looks a little bit awkward.
It does. It does. There's a couple of problems.
Yellows for the yellow that he's close to now.
The red.
The 2 yellows in the bottom corner.
The
in
red,
the bottom of this cushion.
In fact, it's those 2 areas on both colour sets really, that the yellows in the bottom cushion and the red. If you go red, it's really difficult to get on that red. And the yellow that he's closest to and that red, they're sort of covering each other.
Oh, we're going to see a twist in this final frame of this 6th set. Is it going to go to decider, or is Liam going to be picking up the title after this frame? He's electing reds, which I think is the right colour set. How much is he going to push this? What a classic shot that is. That's incredible.
Yeah, that's under the moment and under the pressure. That's astonishing.
I think he's taking that in the top right. The red next to the yellow. I really do. He's going to be a stun back into, and then one in the left centre, or even in the bottom left.
He's got a nice angle to get on that now.
Yeah, he won't be bumping into it or anything. I don't think so. He's got a bit of an angle here, though.
No.
He is bumping into it.
That's come out really, really well.
Great shot.
4 reds. Gareth Hibbott. There's nothing you can do.
Yeah, I think the heart rate's probably stepped up a touch from Liam Dunster.
He's just got to control the adrenaline now.
Yeah. He is 4 reds and a black away from achieving pretty much his childhood dream.
I think it's done.
What a brilliant final this has been. I hope everyone has enjoyed this, because I know I certainly have. It's been an absolute superb day's action. Are we going to see a twist, though? You can't see it, can you? Liam has been in superb form.
The only thing that could stop him now is the pressure. It's the only thing that...
1 straight red. This is his biggest test so far in this clearance. You can hear a pin drop in there, Dan, can't you? We've started whispering now because we can feel the atmosphere.
10 seconds.
Hold himself together. All these hours, days, weeks, months, years of practice.
Perfection.
This is where all they come together.
It's perfection again. The perfect stop shot from Liam Dunster. And he knows now this is his victory lap. Liam Dunster, you are the World Professional Pool Champion of 2022. A wonderful performance from both players. Gareth Hibbott, commiserations. You have played your part in an incredible final. The standard was unbelievable. But it is Liam Dunster who takes the title Professional World Champion. He finally completes the set that he has worked so hard for. That is the last spot filled in his trophy cabinet. But you bet he'll be back for more. Liam Dunster, ladies and gentlemen, is your world champion. He is the world #1, and now he is champion of the world as well. What an incredible final. Kevin Barton has made his way into the arena for the trophy presentation. We'll hand over to him now.
Well, thanks a lot, Dan, and well, I hope you've really enjoyed that at home. That was one of the greatest matches in black ball history. And first of all, a round of applause for both players. It have everything. And first of all, let's introduce our gallant runner-up, Gareth Hibbott. Gareth, I'm not sure what more you could have done to win that match. You threw everything at him, but he just had all the answers.
He did. He hardly made a mistake. Yeah, he was just. I hardly got to the table off his break. I don't think at the start of the match he took out some big finishes, and then he had a spell where they were coming out pretty easy. Then the last set again, he's took out some big ones where they were tricky. So all credit.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head. You just could not get any headway into his break when it was his set.
Yeah. I think maybe the set before where I fouled in this corner, just had to try and throw it in with a bit of side. I can't remember the score, but that's the only thing I can really look back on that might have made a difference.
Yeah, well, Gareth, I don't know what else to say. You know, you've been an absolute credit to this event, credit to the IPA, credit to yourself. Fantastic performance, and thank you for contributing to a magnificent match.
Cheers.
Congratulations.
Well done.
Our winner, the Fair.com 2022 World Champion. It's Liam Dunster. Liam, the crowd were giving you a standing ovation at the end there, fully deserved. Tell us your thoughts at this moment in time.
A bit emotional, to be honest. Obviously, Mark said to do it for Laura, so.
Everyone, yourself proud, Mark, Laura, the whole pool world and the sporting world. That was an incredible performance. Tell us your thoughts on how you managed to just play at that level throughout the whole 6 sets.
I don't know, to be honest. My break really worked there. My break's not been the best. It's not exactly the best part of my game, but in the final there, it really did help me. I didn't exactly leave me great finishes. Had to work for a lot of finishes, but yeah, got there in the end.
Yeah, he seemed to pull out the big finishes just when it mattered most, and that was probably the difference in the end, because Gareth obviously pushed you all the way.
Yeah, I mean, I had to play at the top of my game to beat him there, so that says a lot about Gareth. We both hardly made any mistakes, but just glad to come out on top.
Yeah, these World Championships always bring out the best in the players, and it's always the best two players that get there. And you two, and it's an absolutely magnificent final. Liam, you are the Fair.com 2022 World Champion. Congratulations. Well, that's it from us here tonight, but we are back tomorrow at 4 o'clock for the conclusion of the Fair.com World Championships, where we've got 4 more great finals for you to come. We hope you've enjoyed what we've brought you today. It's been absolutely phenomenal, and Liam closing out as World Champion. We hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you for watching, and good night.